Ba'ashim Yahawashi, Ba'ashim Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of JMS Great Millstone. And sincere shalom to you, I can bring out this word, diligence, and the truth. And we're another week out, diligent through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi. And with GMS Las Vegas camp, we just came to basically to proclaim the downfall of this kingdom, man. And because you got so much happening within the world right now, so much wickedness, so much chaos, and it's all being done through the left-hand side. And who is physically Esau Edom, man. Talking about you so-called white people, man. Hey, y'all are the ones orchestrating all the genocide, all the biological warfare, basically all the terrorism that's done on the planet right now. These nations are basically fighting for themselves, but they have to fight because Esau is fighting against them, man. For example, us here in America, man. Hey, Esau has constantly been putting his foot down our throats, to basically try to show his dominance. But at the same time, we're out here on the highways and hedges to proclaim the downfall of that dominance, man. To tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are on the sign, hey, that you have hope, man. The hope isn't lost. Going into the ways of Esau, trying to be into the entertainment business, trying to play football, all of these different wayside ways to think that you can get out. Hey, that's not the path, man. That's gonna lead you right to destruction. Thinking that you have a chance within the society and thinking that you could build within the society that's downfall, hey, that's ultimately destruction for you, man. You're not thinking with your head straight. So we're out here on the highways and edges to tell you that, hey, man, it's not over. Hey, if you're the elect, if you're searching for answers, hey, click on the video, man. You're on your phone anyways, Hey, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, hey, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi put the men on the highways and hedges to let you know that, hey, man, hey, before all hell breaks loose, hey, you could come back to repentance, man. You could come back into the arms of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi. The elect is almost sealed. That spiritual ark is being closed, man. Now is the time. As the scriptures say, man, hey, call upon the Lord while he is near, while he may be found, man. You got free?
There's Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sword destruction.
It says this is not your rest, meaning what? Hey, this is not the end game, man. Don't think that you're gonna be on the bottom forever. Hey, the Most High put us out here to let you know that, hey, the kingdom is gonna be established upon Israel, man. Hey, Israel is the Lord's portion. Israel is the Lord's inheritance, man. Esau's kingdom has been set for a number of years, man. The Most High is letting him do his thing now because of our disobedience. Hey, but soon this captivity, these shackles are gonna be lifted off of us, man.
Yep. His days are numbered.
Isaiah 52, verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the city.
What's these beautiful garments? It's now what you understand of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi. Alright, so put this wisdom on so that you can escape the perils set before you, that you can be in a strong tower in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi and be protected.
That's right, bro.
That says, for henceforth there shall no more come unto thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion.
It says, shake thyself from the dust, man. That dust is representing confusion. Hey, because that's exactly the state that our people are in. They're in a confused state, believing that the American dream is the way to get out of the hell, man. Hey, Jake is wishing and hoping for positivity, but they constantly are dealing in wickedness, man. Your lifestyle has to change once the spirit gets in you, man. Hey, that's the only way for true things to happen, man. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi says that wisdom gonna dwell with you first. And it's talking about the breath of the Most High, which is the spirit, man. And it says shake thyself from the dust. Hey, shake yourself from the confusion, man. That way of putting your son in the Pop Warner, hoping that he make it to the pros, ain't it, man?
Because you're perfect. Because what happens is there's no way that you'll be able to concentrate on the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahawashi and be in that if you got your mind set up on making it in the world.
Hey, because
it takes your full attention to be inside this thing, man.
Hey, the scripture says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also, man. And your heart goes into the Hebrew word la'ab, which means mind, man. So what you're focusing on, hey, that's gonna be the main thing. That's your motivation.
Hey, that's what love one and hate the other.
Exactly.
It's like it, bro. But the spirit is contrary to the ways of the world. Okay, so when you're in the ways of the world, it's gonna spit you out. The world ain't gonna accept you. But when you're in all these other philosophies of the world, it wants you to be accepted. You gotta have your social media game. You gotta have the physicality of being in the flesh. You gotta believe in all these holidays and the regular ways of the world. You can't separate yourself from it, or you won't rise to the position that you're aiming for.
You can't. Hey, that's why the scriptures are written the way they're written, man. That's why Deuteronomy 7:6 is in there, man. It says, be ye separate. I mean, it's like, be ye holy for as I am holy, man. Which means separate, man. Hey, because
that's Leviticus 20.
Constant, like it, bro.
Yeah.
Like the brother said, you know, you gotta be separate here upon this earth, man. Hey, because everything else is out to get us. Ultimately, if it's not of the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hey, then it's of the anti-Mashiach, man.
Yeah, was that Judith the 5th chapter? Yeah, and that's one of the fiery chapters that brothers get into. But when you go back in time, these other nations, they always knew that if Israel was not in good graces with the Heavenly Father, that would be the time when they would be able to have their way with Israel. They would be able to dominate. They would be able to rule. They would be able to impose their cultures and their idol worships upon Jake. But when Jake actually gets it together and understand who they are and start to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai in spirit and in truth, these nations don't even have a shot, man. There's nothing that they can do because the Most High is with us.
Yep.
The Lord said from the beginning, if you hearken unto my word, you keep my word, I'll be an adversary to your adversary.
Yeah.
But it seemed like the Most High is on the side with the heathen. That's because the Lord is angry with you. You were sold unto the nations not for your destruction, but because you moved in the wrath.
Yep.
That's why it seemed like you, even though you're trying to make it, you just keep on losing. That goes back to the curse. That everything that you set your hand to do, you will not be able to prosper, man. But you'll just be constantly oppressed forevermore.
Yep.
There is no other way but through Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
What did it say? Jeremiah 2nd chapter. It was talking about how Jacob, a homeborn slave, buys his spoil. Yet his life is never going to profit for you because you ask amiss. You're asking for things of the world, things of the flesh, and not things of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and righteousness. All right, I'll bring you Malachi. Malachi chapter 1, I'm going to start with verse 2. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
Correct. The Most High say he loved us, man. It says, I have loved you, but you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Hey, because when Jake, if you take a look at the mind state of Jake, beat down, docile, a dead lion spirit, an old lion spirit. You take a look at that, man. Jake is moping, is defeated. That's the word, defeated, man. They have no hope here. Yep. They're like, well, since I can't go do this, I might as well just go sell this poison to my people, or go rap, or go play football. All the ways that don't benefit Jake as a whole, man. Hey, the only thing that's benefiting Jake as a whole, and really it's only benefiting the elect right now, is the preaching of the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. The rest of the nation of Israel get it later in the kingdom, once they tasted the second death, man.
Yeah, it says, was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord Yahweh, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste.
He say he loves Jacob, yet hates Esau, man. And our people don't feel like they special no more, man. Why? Because Esau has been telling y'all to y'all face that you ain't nothing but niggas, that you ain't nothing but Latinos and Hispanics, that you less than a man, 3/5 of a person. Hey, but the Most High is telling you that you special into my heart, man. That you're a chosen seed, that you matter, But when you take a look at things, hey, Jake moves like they don't really matter, man. Niggas don't care.
Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Watch out, Rachel. Sorry.
But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh have indignation forever.
All right, those are Edomites, man. You so-called white people, man. Whom the Lord has indignation forever. Hey, when it speaks of in Isaiah 63rd chapter, you're coming with dyed garments from Basra, man. Is that it on that?
Let me see one more. And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord be magnified from the border of Israel. Be exalted amongst the Israelites. Once he started taking down Esau. I had some, this is second address. I'm going to start at, this chapter 6, I'm going to start at 56. It says, and for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord Yahweh, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
If the world be made for our sakes, why don't we own our inheritance with the world? Hey, well, number one is because we in punishment, man. Hey, this isn't our rest, as the brother read in Micah, man. You know, this isn't it for you, man. You have bigger and better things to be ruling over, man. This earth, why would you want to rule an earth that's destroyed? With the water defiled, the earth defiled, the minds of the people defiled, man. Esau has ruined everything, yet you still want to, hey, that's what the scriptures say, what it say in Proverbs 11 and 21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. Hey, because you have so many of our people trying to yoke themselves together with this current structure. Hey, but this system has already failed, man. Hey, it's really over spiritually already, man. We just have to wait for it to physically manifest. Go ahead, bro.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 9. Hear Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom. How happened it? Israel.
Yeah, because he's warning Salaki, but basically the point the brother's making in the scriptures that we're reading out right now is saying if you got your head all the way up in the world's ass, you're never gonna catch this last the spiritual Noah's Ark or this last train of salvation to get up out of here, man. Okay, you're gonna have to detach yourself from this world physically and spiritually and come into the glorious light of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to earn your salvation from things that you don't want to have to deal with, man. Okay, because what you're gonna have to deal with is death by pain if you're not protected of the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua.
That's right.
All right.
How happened it, Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxing old in a strange country?
How the hell we get to this, Salaki, bro? But how the hell do we get to this other country with our enemies ruling over us? Where we're conveniently in their land to be destroyed by them. Okay, how did it come to this? Because we transgressed the laws of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua by following after other gods, by following after the ways of the heathen, and not keeping our end of the bargain that we said we would with the Heavenly Father, to be separate from it. All right?
That thou art defiled with the dead.
Yep.
That thou art counted with them that go down into the grave.
Speaks for itself.
Hey, because ultimately, if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua upon you, hey man, you're gonna be a physical dead corpse on the ground too, man. Hey, because that means what? You're not gonna be saved through the chariots, man, through Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua.
Let me say this: when you go into Ezekiel the 37th chapter, even though the bones and the sinews and the skins and all that was coming back upon the people, only the elect actually got the breath in their nostrils to really be a living soul again. The rest of you may be up and walking around, coming back together. You're still spiritually dead, walking around like zombies. Right? Only in this word are you made alive.
Verse 12. Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. For if thou hadst walked in the way of Yahweh, thou shouldst have dwelt in peace forever.
Yep, if we would have continued in the ways and the things that we were taught, hey, there wouldn't have been no problems, man. We'll still be ruling, man. We'll still have our position upon the earth, and we'll still have dominion as the sons of God, man, as the sons of Yahweh. Hey, but since we went off, according to the will, then what? Hey, now our stature has been taken from us. Hey, now we're at the bottom of the barrel. You know, now Jake is fighting against their own nation, just try to get crumbs in his place. Gone. Now you can't rule over your children. You know, now you can't have order against your woman. You know, all these things have been stripped away from us due to the fact of our disobedience, man. Hey, but really, if you really think about it, according to the scriptures, all of the whole world is really waiting on the return of Yahweh Shai, man. You know, and waiting on the enhancement of the 144,000.
That's right.
Hey, because once all of that happens, then the earth will be refreshed. You know?
Can you read that again, Baba Kasha?
The verse,
The last verse you just read.
Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom, for if thou hadst walked in the way of Yahweh, thou shouldst have dwelt in peace forever.
In other words, what did the Most High tell Cain after he slew his brother Abel? Because Cain, he was jealous that his brother did good and he couldn't do right. And what did the Heavenly Father tell him? When you have not been accepted, if you would have did the right thing, but if you don't do the right thing, sin life after doing it. So if Jake would just do the right thing, then you be prosperous. You, according to the blessings that the Lord said he would bestow upon Jacob, if they kept his commandments, if they kept that end of the covenant, you know, you be blessed. You be in your land, dwelling with milk and honey. You'd have servants. You'd have your priesthood. You have the temple where you can come and serve Yahweh Shai in peace. You wouldn't have to worry about neighboring nations coming in to try to invade and take down your jurisdiction, man. But hey, you did that, man. You know? And that's why the Lord always had to raise up the prophets to show Israel why they're in a fucked up position.
Yep.
And that's why they hated the prophets. You know, because they thinking, oh, no, y'all, that's bullshit. You know? Because ever since we was worshiping Tammuz and the Queen of Heaven, you know, it seemed like everything was cool. You know?
I start coming all that bad news and shit start happening. But
Right.
because I quote seem like every week, because sentence against an evil work isn't executed speedily, Jake don't know that they fucking up.
Yeah.
So when the prophets come and warn them, hey, you fucking up in this way, that way. You better get back in your right mind. And what happens? Jake get pissed because they don't want to hear that. Man, we comfortable worshiping Tammuz or Queen of Heaven or whatever other idol is out there. They think it's prosperous in that way. But there's a day of judgment that comes upon you from the Heavenly Father, because He told you in His commandments not to worship any other gods, put no other gods before Him. And we broke that.
That was it. Go ahead.
Oh, I got that. Better.
This is 2 Chronicles, chapter 36, verse 15. I'm going to read down to 18. And the Lord power of their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up bedtimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words, and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord arose again.
And we can easily see how the people used to do, because what are they doing to us? They use the prophets as a form of entertainment.
Yeah.
It's a laughing stock.
As a laughing stock, something just to entertain them, but they don't take the words of the prophet seriously. Just something to come up and I feel like arguing. I'm gonna argue with those guys. My wife is pissed at me and she kicked me out the house. I'm gonna go pick a fight with those guys.
I'm gonna try to debate these.
I'm gonna debate these guys, you know. Well, that's not gonna get you anywhere, because the words that we're speaking are from the Heavenly Father, and they're gonna stand.
And misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord arose against his people, till there was no remedy.
Yep, until the wrath of the Lord rose up against his people, against you fellow Jakes. Okay, not believing what the issue was gonna be, that the prophets were delivering unto you. But now that it's upon you, now you know it's serious. We're prophets.
As in the day of Noah, man. What, Noah prophesied for how many years? 20 years, man.
it doesn't really say how long.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
He was out there for
At least 100 years.
a while.
Noah was out there for a long time, man. And what? Telling the people, hey, it's about to rain, man. Hey, but what did they do? Oh, man, you joking, you tripping. They was going over there messing with Noah, bothering him, scoffing. Until what happened? Until the Most High sent those drops down, man. Until he sent them raindrops, and then they started doing what? They started beating on the ark door. Hey, but the scriptures tell you that the Most High sealed the door, man.
Scenario that's going to pop off. The doors of mercy are going to be sealed this time by the Heavenly Father. Once that number's sealed, the rest of you is caught up on the outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Verse 17, therefore he brought upon them the king of the Chaldees, who slew their young men with the sword in the house of their sanctuary, and had no compassion upon young man or maiden, old man, or him that stooped for age. He gave them all into his hand. And all the vessels of the house of the Most High, great and small, and the treasures of the house of the Lord, and the treasures of the king, and of his princes, all these he brought to Babylon.
Everybody got caught up. Everybody got thrust through or carried away into captivity. In Babylon, particularly in that right there. Okay? Because what? We didn't agree with the Heavenly Father to continue to do what we were supposed to do. So he brought this judgment upon us. Well, it's judgment time again. Okay? It's judgment time again. You've been following after the Edomites for so long. Now you got to come get judgment with this Edomite. Now is his time to get judged.
It's one last great insurrection that's coming, which is martial law. You got the UN troops, they're here in America, and you got other troops just waiting to come put the people in order once they start bugging out, man. The economy's about to collapse. It seems like every week we keep on saying it, but hey, every day is getting closer and closer to all hell breaking.
Yep, the Most High is about repetition.
And you can feel it, and you can actually feel it brewing up, man.
We directly felt that gas price jump, right?
Yeah, the gas prices, yeah.
It done jumped up a good, like 60 cents.
Yep,
like,
the Federal Reserve banking, bailing out the banks. All hell breaking loose in Hong Kong and India, Ecuador, other parts of the world. And America's going to be the last place that all hell breaks loose, man. But it's going to be way worse.
They pumping money into this economy to make you feel like it ain't going down.
It's okay for a while,
Yeah.
but that leads to hyperinflation, which helps it crumble faster.
Yep.
I got something.
Oh yeah. You see, it's not enough happening all at once. Just wait till this shit increases. Like a lot of these different corporations and companies, multi-billion-dollar, companies, when they all start just going belly up and they gotta fire so many different people, a lot of people losing their benefits, their 401ks, their pensions, just like the GE employees. When that start going across the board all throughout the country where multiple people that's working for all these different manufacturing companies and retail industry companies, that's when you're gonna start to finally see the reaction from the people feeling those effects.
Yeah. Because they're not going to be able to replace, those people are not going to be able to fill jobs that fast.
Right.
It's going to be like a mass number of people without work.
Exactly.
And they don't got enough money in the, what's the benefits they get? Unemployment benefits to fulfill, all the needs of the people.
What Trump gonna do? Probably suspend it again anyway. We need to hold on to that. Y'all need to get back to work.
And you Jakes, you represent the poor of the society. You the main one that need those benefits.
Right.
So once that shit is cut off, then you can't, now that mirth and all that turn up spirit, thinking that you got it good here in America, that shit's gonna go out the window. Now you're gonna resort to what? the crime element?
Yeah.
What the niggas in the hood already doing to survive? That's all that's left. And then you watching these Edomites come into your neighborhoods and gentrifying the shit, and the price of everything is going up. And they basically living good in your community while you living fucked up in your community.
They showing you how to live in the hood, man. But they're bringing like a lot more money with them though. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And when they come, they're bringing Starbucks.
They're showing you
with
niggas
them.
how to clean it up.
Yeah, they're bringing Starbucks with them. They're bringing
Whole
Whole
Foods.
Foods and all kinds of shit like that to the neighborhoods. And they're building it right in the same little building. At the bottom is the grocery store. Then there's a gym on the next level. And they live all up in the upper higher levels and don't have to walk by you to do their daily neighborhood business all the time. But you don't earn enough. You own these benefits, you know, if you can want to call them that. But when your shit get cut off, they still gonna be working. They don't take the chip, because it don't matter if they take it or not. Right? It matters if you take it. And when you take it, that's your ass to try to stay in society like that. So you should be feel special that you're getting this privileged position of knowing how to dwell as a homeless person already, or life on the edge. So you should have a heads up on how to survive. But it's caught you unawares, and you gonna bug out.
The people in South America know how to survive.
Right. They've been growing their own shit in the middle of the forest. I mean, they get that stuff from the cities part too, but some of them still know how to walk off into the country and pick fruit off a tree.
Yeah, they were never really so dependent on the government like here in America.
Right. Everything.
people are here, you know?
Everything. If you had an orange tree, or any tree, and you had a cheeseburger on the ground, wrapped up on the ground, what do you think they would take? Now the orange has seeds in it that you can plant and get food forever from off another tree. But you gonna take that funky ass cheeseburger. That's the mentality of you Americans.
Dude, people in those countries, they'll still grow some fucking corn and some vegetables. They sure know how to do all that. Man, you people here in America, you can't even cook a cup noodle, you know?
Yeah, they struggle
Motherfuckers be
at cup
burning
noodle.
that. You know?
Struggle with that shit.
Hey, because America has just made you solely dependent upon its system, man.
Yeah.
And due to the fact that America doesn't have many exports, you know, that everything is imported here. Hey, that's another reason as to why you people are gonna struggle, man. Because as the brother was saying, in those other countries, they could actually partake in agriculture, man. Hey, the government don't come down upon them if they have pineapple trees or coconuts in their backyard. If Jake got a farm, or somebody in America has a farm here, man, the government can get involved and tell them to uproot all those plants, man.
Apples, yeah, and put in the GMO seeds.
Hey, and that's
best.
another thing, because the brother here, he did a video, the Amish dude. And
Oh, yeah.
He was basically curing himself and curing other people different diseases, man. But the
Natural herbs and stuff.
but the FBI and who else was it, bro?
The
FDA?
Yeah, the FDA. They ended up raiding him, and didn't they kill him?
They locked
They locked him up. They locked him up and took away those teachers he had, man. And what shows that, hey, if this place was actually for you, they shouldn't mind you trying to be to the best self that you could potentially be, man. You know?
Yeah, I got some. This is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 15. It says, they were ashamed when they had committed abomination. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old path, because this new path is a destructive path that he's punishing us for. Following after the ways of the heathen that's destroying us and destroying us, keeping our agreement with the Heavenly Father. But if we seek the old path, that's how you escape this thing. Okay, the way that we agreed to with the Heavenly Father. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein. And ye shall find rest for your souls, but they said, we will not walk therein. Also I have, and that's one angle, right? The old path is there. Also I have set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet, but they said, we will not hearken. The men of the Lord out here prophesying, warning you like a trumpet of evil to come, but you still won't listen. got some of the most hard-headed, stiff-necked people ever in the world. Okay? As a whole. But what happens? Until heads start rolling, you're not gonna believe it's real. That was this one.
Read something what you brought up, man. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
What are they telling us? Our fathers and elders are written in these scriptures in righteousness, and they're telling us with the old path, how to walk in that old path. So the understanding of this book is that breath of life that the fathers are passing down to us. Okay, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, edifying us into the righteous ways of the Most High.
Man, once to go deeper, the fathers and elders are back today, man. You know, doing the work of the Lord, man. The prophets, man.
Yeah, who paved the way for our apostles and elders to do this work? Their elders. Who was one of those main elders that started it? Abba Bivens. Who do they say he is in the reincarnation? Elijah, aka who? John the Baptist. And what was John the Baptist? What was his position?
He was the forerunner.
He was
for our Lord.
He brought it. He was. Get that Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 40. That he basically he would bring us back to the ways of old, the ways of our fathers. Isaiah 40 and 3.
This is Isaiah chapter 40.
Yeah, that's what.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse. I see why you struggle with these pages. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 3. The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord Yahweh, make straight the desert a highway for our power. Open it up, set the way, roll out the red carpet, if you will, for our Lord.
Yeah, and what the men of the Lord, the prophets, they're those men who are actually keeping you on that path. Isaiah 30 and 20. Though he give you the bread of adversity, thine eyes shall see thy teachers. You should hear a voice behind you saying,
I got it.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed unto a corner anymore. But thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way.
What's what way? The old path.
Walk ye in it.
That's why you see us, when we out here and we encounter Jake. Jake asks us, so what's significant about this? Why are these people living in the conditions that they're living in? And we go right to the law. We go into Deuteronomy 28. Hey, this is what the Lord promised. This is how you know that we are these people. These are the things that we're dealing with. This is what we suffer. This is what we went through as a people. But the reason why we went through these things as a people is because we transgressed. We didn't keep these laws that we're out here telling you to keep. We're telling you the sins that you're committing. This is why we ended up right here in America, man. Still asking for reparations in a country that you built up, and every time you ask for it, your oppressors laugh right in your face and tell you, hey, be the fuck quiet.
Yeah, Trump recently said the country is built by you so-called
He admitted that,
He
man.
said that.
Right on TV, man.
We're forgetting the great contributions to African Americans.
But what is that ultimately gonna do? That's gonna make you niggas vote for him, man. Finally somebody speaking out on what we did. Y'all gonna get right into the system, man.
But you see, he ain't no reparations. That was also a conversation that's been put out there. That's why he had to say that, because those reparations, Jake out here with their hands out looking for reparations. Like whoever's gonna give reparations, we'll vote for them. That's how simple you people are.
Yeah.
And so he had to acknowledge that y'all got your hands out, asking shit. But our Lord ain't coming back to ask. He's coming to take. He's gonna take the kingdom. All right.
Yeah, man. So that's how you know we're messed up as a people, man. You know, begging your oppressors, we going to them for the one of all things. Why are we in that predicament? Because you transgress. You piss the Heavenly Father off. All right? That's why. You know?
I got a scripture that says, this is Amos chapter 3. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities.
Hey, Jake don't really, they don't be understanding, like, because they always ask, man, why is this specifically happening to our people? Why are we the only ones that's treated like this in the world? You know? It gets to the point where they start to denounce that there's even a higher power because
but they also, but the other part, they won't acknowledge the fact of the way that they're going are wrong.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
They keep on
everybody else
complaining.
is prospering and doing it. Well, it's not for you to prosper in wickedness, okay? Who cares about these wicked ass people that's prospering in wickedness?
Yeah.
These other nations, it's for you to be righteous under all circumstances.
Hey, Con,
under the Most High.
Under the Most High.
Under His way.
and our people are so backwards, man. You give them the answer right out of the scriptures, and then they try to downplay the validity of the Bible, man.
Who wrote that?
They get the answers that they've been searching for, and about 30 seconds from the Lord. And then what? Now it's a problem. Well, why you know that? How could I actually believe that? Hasn't the Bible been changed a number of sometimes? King James was effective. Now these are the things our people say. Instead of taking the answers, they seeking out the old paths in the book that the Most High gave us. They do what? They search for anything and everything else, man. Hey, words that are pleasing unto their ears, man.
Because they really don't respect the divine authority of the power of this book.
Yeah.
Because they expected the Most High to come down from His throne and just to magically hand them a book and say, "Here, sons, read this book. This is the instructions that I give you to
real instructions.
Yeah, you know.
Not the one I left for you.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
That's what they believe. You know?
Highlighted in celestial justice. So like, you gotta be something special. It can't just be a book with powerful words in it.
But meanwhile, this same book is telling you why you so fucked up.
You have all the answers to everything you want.
You're living out what the book already prophesied you would go through.
Right.
So why would you shun that book away?
Right.
You might want to actually dig into that. Like, oh, hold on, what?
And when you do, what happens? You get the answers and how you need to change your life to be accepted by the Heavenly Father. To get off.
It's all in there.
It's all in here.
Yeah, and they don't like the men that's bringing out, man.
Oh yeah.
That too.
They look at us and they just
Like
see
how they
some
look at Moses.
regular niggas, man.
Yeah.
Or Hispanics.
Just like they did Moses.
Look like they did Yahweh Shai. This is Joseph's son? Yeah.
Carpenter.
The carpenter?
It ain't no
But
position.
I like the saying that Elder Yashawama down in Texas said, man. He said the Most High does that to test your integrity, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He works with the meek, the lowly,
Yep.
to bring out his word,
Con.
to bring out his treasures. You know?
Yeah.
And he's testing your integrity.
That's right. I got something. It's Deuteronomy 30, verse 11. It says, "For this commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither it is far off. It is not in heaven, that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven?"
Who's gonna go up and bring down? Like Moses did it already, man. The highest that he needed to go up. He went
To
to
the
the mountain, and he came down with this, with the instructions.
And he
of
had the glow.
Yeah, and he had everything.
He had the illumination around him. Like, it was like an angel descending down from the mountain, man.
He had that,
when he came back from getting the law.
He had that Bruce Leroy.
Yeah, right, that glow, right?
Glow.
Yeah.
Hey, but you see that,
That was Yahweh Shai giving him the law.
and you see that, and you see what just happened to get to the mountain. Let's not forget what just happened to get to the mountain. Okay, what happened right
To get to
before
the
that.
wilderness,
The
yeah.
miracle that took place. of the seas opening up and us walking out of captivity, like we Yaquab Egypt for all their jewels. We walked up out of there, they chased us, the sea opened up, we crossed through it, and it swallowed them up behind us. Like, that's not a big enough miracle for you?
Hey,
You were hungry and food rained from the skies.
Jake attention span.
Man, God. The Heavenly Father in this book routinely refers back to, I perform miracles for you niggas out there. I gotta say it that way. And y'all still forsake me.
Kind of shows how ungrateful Jake is too, man.
Right.
They want everything in an instant when they want it, man.
Yeah.
That's why they
In the way they want.
and the way they want it. That's why they go into these false idols also, man. Because they see the heathen prospering in their way, in their wicked way. So they're like, oh man, Moab over there, they with so and so, man.
These heathen ways cater to their wicked ways.
Yeah,
You know,
done.
they can get away in these other religions. You can get away with all this wickedness. You know, where it's just a slap on the wrist. You know, dealing with the Most High.
You can't, Jake.
Yeah.
You as an Israelite, you can't prosper like that. You can only prosper through the wisdom that the Most High gave you. You can't rise to the top trying to be like the heathen, because the Most High ain't dealing with the heathen. Here's enemies to you.
Now that sounds contradictory to what we see happening in the earth right now. Because you see all these wicked entertainers seeming like they're prospering, and they are going after the wicked ways. But what you don't know is that's going to come to an end. They're not going to leave their legacy in a positive form forever behind them. They're going to be destroyed. The end of their legacy is to be destroyed from the wrath of the Heavenly Father. But we have the opportunity now to create a legacy from a great standpoint, man, from a celestial perspective. Okay? True glory for the Heavenly Father.
I mean, but really, those Jakes that they see so-called prospering, they're not really, I mean...
And they're not living as good as the witchcraft on television.
Yeah.
Pigs.
Yeah, man. And they're, like the scripture saying, Timothy, they're given unto, many different sorrows, hurtful lust. They're subject to all type of taxes and, fake people around them. They fall into depression. You don't see that, because every time you see them, they're rocking the show. They having an interview, with fucking Bill Burr or Cooper.
Yeah. Or Anderson Cooper.
What's the other guy's name?
Who's the dude that
Robin Leach from Lifestyles of Rich and Famous. He might be dead by now or whatever, but I'm saying those were the type of interviews you're getting, Cribs and whatever else. Award shows, you're getting all of that acclaim for what you're doing.
They don't understand that a Jake is a Jake, man. Jake is Jake everywhere. No matter what social status he owns, no matter how many followers they got, they still going through hell, man. They may seem on the outside as if, oh yeah, they doing it big. Hey, but they suffering. They grandma got diabetes just like yours, man. You know?
They gotta sacrifice family.
Yeah, kind, bro, kind.
Hey, why you think niggas like Chris Brown, with all that nigga had, why is he such a cokehead? Why is he just living off the wall like Michael?
Yeah.
He's just wild as fuck, man.
Yeah.
He's always getting into some shit. It's always some scandal.
Police showing up at his house.
Raiding his shit.
Yeah.
That nigga ain't. Come on, man. Look at DMX. It seemed like this nigga was trying to make a comeback. This nigga on the new Rick Ross Swiss Beats track. On the soundtrack to that. What's that movie with Forrest Whitaker? That's the movie coming out. Godfather of Harlem.
Yeah. Series.
Con, dude. DMX is on there. He's in the music video saying everybody like, oh shit, nigga X is back. Nigga X. Man, that nigga just checked. Nigga just checked into rehab, man. It's the reason why that nigga has to keep on resorting to drug substance. That's because he has to numb himself, because this sick ass industry. He came out and told you that about the industry. What was that on Def Comic? Not Def Poetry Jam. When they used to say little poetry and shit, and he came out there and was like, the industry don't give a fuck about you. And he was spilling his guts out, and when he was telling that poetry, man. Here it is, it's many years later. This nigga done been in and out of prison more than that nigga's rap sheet, man.
His kids hate him.
one of his sons is a homosexual. You know what I mean? All type of crazy shit, man. He has to go right back to rehab. It looked like when he had got out like maybe months ago, and you can see like he got his health back. Like he not as skinny as he was. You know, he got his little weight up and shit. He having regular. He's getting interviewed on Big Boy's Neighborhood, hot. Breakfast Club or whatever. This nigga gotta go right back to rehab. Back to the drugs.
Yeah, the higher you go, the higher level demons you gotta fight.
Them motherfuckers are depressed. That's why they get on those drugs, man. Showing you that you can't prosper as a Jake. You can't prosper in this wicked ass world, man. You can't do it.
You can't console you. Stop looking for that.
You think Tekashi, his situation, allegedly they gave him a $10 million record deal.
Why he in prison?
While he's in prison, but they thinking that he might have a chance to get out, but still.
Never gonna become.
And that $10 million is gonna go right back to the record company. All the marketing, the production, studio time, security. He's gonna need plenty of security, cause niggas he ain't safe.
He said he didn't want protective custody or something like that.
They gonna have to give that to him.
I think he may be a fed, like.
I think he's a plant.
Yeah,
I believe he's a plant, but he's not gonna. You think he's gonna live good the rest of his life, the remainder of his life? Fuck no, man. That dude's gonna be watching over his shoulder every single second, man.
Yep.
That's not a way to live. I don't care how much money you got.
That's not living. He said it right. More money, more problems.
Come on, man.
Jake, that's your answer to getting out of these curses. Is money. That's not the answer. That's not the answer. The wisdom of Yahweh outside, obedience and fear is the answer.
Back in Deuteronomy 30, at verse 12, it says, dealing with this word, it says, "It is not in heaven that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. Neither is it beyond the sea that thou shouldest say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. See, I have set thee this day life and I have set before this day life and good and death and evil.
Yep.
And that I command thee this day to love the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, thy power, to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply, and the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, thy power, shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest possess it.
You gotta go up, bro. You gotta do it again.
Hey, that's love. Follow the laws, statutes, commandments.
Yep.
So that's love.
You just jump up. You made a point. You said something. I walked on the court. It was excellent. What did you
Verse
start?
up?
Yeah, it was wherever you were when you first started back reading just now. So it's like towards the middle end of that.
Deuteronomy 30, and I'll start at verse 14. It says, "But the word is very nigh unto thee, and thy mouth and in thy heart." Verse 11, "For the commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do
Because
it."
I've already delivered my prophets down to you, right close to you. They're standing right in front of you. The prophets of the Heavenly Father are standing in front of you, telling you what's about to happen, and warning you and showing you how to get out of it. All the destruction that's coming. But our people pass on and walk like it's nothing. You know, you rather go to the pulpit pastor and go to the heart attack grill and eat pork or whatever else, further yourself toward destruction. Keep going though. That wasn't good.
It says, "Neither is it beyond the sea that thou shouldest say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it.
Here it is.
See, I have set before thee this day life and good, death and evil."
Yeah, and the word is nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, it said.
Yep.
How? Because they will be come back to you by way of remembrance. You'll be educated. It will be drawn out from within you.
Yep.
If it's in your spirit. But how? faith come by hearing the word. And if you don't see the prophets and you don't hear the word going on in its proper context, you don't have a chance to wake up and be educated and have it come from within you. Because the Spirit of the Heavenly Father dwells in us, and that's what's supposed to be connecting to the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai to escape all this stuff that we're going through. Okay, that's how the word is so close unto you. All you need to do is hear it, and it taps right back into your spirit, and you wake up that way. If it's meant for you. Okay, if it's not, then you're gonna pass on and get destroyed.
Yep.
That was the point I wanted, though.
Yeah, finishing on this, back to verse 16, it says, "And that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy power, to walk in his commandments, and to keep his to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply, and the Lord thy power shall bless thee in the land, whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that you shall surely perish, and that you shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou passeth over Jordan to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy power, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them." So basically, this is our prosperity right here, man.
Because this leads to everything physical of the prosperity. Once we have this wisdom, it's automatically to breed physical riches and good times.
Exactly. And the perfect example for that is King Solomon, man.
Yep.
King Solomon, what? He desired wisdom, and with wisdom, he got everything, man. And because the scriptures speak of in Wisdom of Solomon, I believe it's the 7th chapter, it said, and he knew not that that wisdom was the mother of all of it, man.
And wisdom is what? The law.
Exactly. Time.
Joshua 1 verse 8, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success."
That's what it is, man. It's through wisdom. It's through the book, man. The spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Hey, because you always got Jake saying, once I become financially free, I'll become free. Incorrect. You're wrong again, man. Hey, look at all these stars that are so-called financially free. They're slaves, man. They're still working. Oprah has to do what she does, man. You know, she cannot please the kites, man.
She can't ride off in the sunset just to get her money. It's not gonna work that.
Yeah, their career, so to speak, is contractual based.
Yeah.
Everything they do is around contracts that the serpent gives them, and they got to do everything on the terms of their handlers. All the rich millionaires, Jake, they got handlers that they got to answer to. All right, your favorite rapper can't tell their record exec, "Hey, I'm done. I'm not finna go on the road. I'm not finna go and do this commercial. I'm not finna change my wardrobe for you."
Your favorite rappers can't speak out on certain specific social
political issues.
Told the line with that last damn album.
Yeah.
He told the line with that, but he didn't cross it though. He told it, but didn't cross it. He just went far enough to acknowledge it, but he didn't actually drop the truth in it, which would have broke his contract, and this nigga probably be dead. Michael Jackson said, "This is it," and started spilling the beans. This nigga was dead before he could put another show out there. You know, DMX started speaking on certain things. This nigga's in jail and damn near on his way to death. Okay, right before Jay on their way out, they want to tell what's been going on. Cat Williams, they still trying to catch Cat Williams in something.
Yeah.
Trying to tell you gonna repent, come back to us?
ODB.
Yep.
He was yelling out some shit before they found him dead.
Yep, Tupac. Yelling out some shit that he did.
Yeah, the rich of our people like Oprah, Tyler Perry, You know, Jay-Z, P. Diddy. You know, they gotta answer these guys, man. You know, these the top elite bankers, man. And you know, our people, the rich of our people, has to follow what they say, man. It's contractual. You know, if they don't follow what they say, you know, it further brainwashes our people. You know, they get their bank account cut off. They freeze all their assets.
Yeah.
You know, it happened to a few celebrities.
And like,
And when you lose all that money, when they freeze your assets, you still gotta be taxed. So now you in debt.
Bro, that's so, the society's so wicked. If you're rich, you still have to spend a certain amount of money. You can't just hoard all your money to yourself.
Tax bracket.
You got to spend a certain amount of money, or you get
tax heavy.
Yeah,
they want your money to flow through this economy, keeping it.
That's wicked as.
If you don't, they'll go in and take what they want for you to keep it flowing.
That's why these celebrities can't really afford to have lawsuits put on them. Because them lawsuits usually expose these celebrities. Next thing you know, the headlines: this rapper is bankrupt. He has to pay this person, you know, $1 million in this fee or this and these damages or that damage.
He's filing bankruptcy.
Filed bankruptcy. They can't pay it. You know, they get sued. Then they gotta get they gotta have a lions, you know, put on their homes and their vehicles and shit. They gotta auction off their cars and all type of shit. Man.
And the celebrities
no longer be theirs no more.
And the celebrities have a Jew-rat lawyer that's in their pockets.
Yeah.
Look at Death Row, David Kenner.
Yep.
He's the one that got majority of the money out of all them fools.
Yep.
These basketball players.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett. Who the other guy? Antoine Walker.
Yeah.
They made hundreds of millions of dollars and fools broke.
hey, look at
MC Hammer.
Yeah, Jake try to stand for anything with them being in the spotlight. Hey, that's why that nigga LeBron can't say a lot, man. Because he say too much, the elite's gonna take all that money from him. You know? Look at what happened to Colin Kaepernick when he was protesting over police brutality. That nigga ain't put a foot on the field since.
He's controlling opposition.
Yeah, done.
He's used to.
He can't get again.
Yeah. And it's a slap in the face because they got some bum ass Edomite quarterbacks, and he can't get a
toss nowhere. No uniform, practice jersey.
He can't get a practice squad.
Let me get this real quick. It's Yahweh Shai. Matthew 16 and verse 24. It says, "Then said Yahweh Shai unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul?"
I love the part when it says, shall find his life. You know?
Yeah.
You find it, because through this wisdom is how you find what your life is really all about. And it's not you should save your life, but you shall find your life. Okay? Because this is the way, like they said, our Lord is the truth, the way, and the life. Okay? He's showing you how to truly live through the wisdom of Yahweh that was given down to Moses. That's how you figure out how to live.
Yeah,
not by this bullshit.
In this world, up under the devil's setup, you don't have a life.
Right.
You don't even have an identity. Your oppressor gave you your identity.
Right.
You don't even have your own culture. Your oppressors handed you your culture.
Yep, that culture was your perspective was white culture.
Yeah.
Trying to fit in the white culture, that's black culture.
Yeah, man. Everything that you learn from your oppressor is ways to further keep you, basically down and out, man. To keep you away from your higher power.
Yep.
And that's how they're able to rule over you, man. The elites, they know as long as they can keep Israel in the cycle of transgressing sin, they can continue to just reign over you.
Yeah, kind. Black culture is really white supremacy, man.
It is.
That's what I meant.
It is.
White supremacy. not white
It is.
Because as long as Jake keep feeling as if entertainment, hey, why is it that you can only please these devils, man?
Yeah.
You know, that's the only way for you to feel like you got a position in society. For
It's
you
to please him.
Come on, for you to be a
Sing and
slave.
dance.
Entertainment.
Tap dance. You gotta coon around, man. You gotta throw a football. You gotta shoot a jump shot. You gotta rap on a weak ass beat. You know, you gotta be in these movies.
You gotta use this content of what to talk about.
Right.
These black ass songs.
Yeah.
Playing his coliseums,
Right.
be gladiators and shit.
Yeah, you gotta advertise his markets.
Get damn near killed for his
Yeah.
Right.
CTE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or be his guinea pig and go out there and fight in these you know, these useless wars that have nothing to do with you. You know? Yeah, man. That's why you don't have a life in this world, man. It says, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
Right. And actually, you should ask that question to these celebrities, man. These Jake celebrities. What did you have to do to assume that position you're in now?
They kind
And would you go back?
And the Jakes always say, "Oh, well, I made a sacrifice." Yeah, we know you did. Duh, you sacrificed yourself, dummy. You know, or one of your family
Or your
members, but you
mama.
still sold out.
And you're still not happy.
Kind.
The worst part is, even though you sold out to your family members, you're still not happy. Because what matters to Jake really is integrity. When Jake cares about loyalty and integrity. You know?
You lose that when you
lose that when you
sell out.
Kind. And then Jake always say, "Well, by me doing this, you know, I'm trying to build on generational wealth." Hey, for all the entertainers saying that, hey, you're out your mind, man, because you don't own your content. You know, the people that signing off your checks own what you do.
Shit, that's why they probably killed Nipsey. He owned all his masters.
Yeah. Hey, Michael Jackson owned the Beatles stuff.
Yep. See the Beatles stuff come more
Yeah,
and more.
Right.
And that movie with the music Michael had got.
Hey, and Prince owned his stuff.
Yep.
Hey, but
Don't a toy company, didn't a toy company just buy the catalog of Death Row?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hasbro-
Edomite Toy Company bought the Death Row catalog. The masters, that go to the white man.
So he gonna
Worth hundreds of millions of dollars, probably billions.
repackage and put
Pop
back out.
alone, his catalog on Death Row, he only put out 3 albums, well, 3 albums on Death Row. That shit made hundreds of millions of dollars, man. All Eyes on Me
He wasn't
alone
even alive
went
for
diamond.
one of them. He wasn't even alive for one of them albums.
Come. He didn't even get to see his royalties
Right.
from the first album he made when he got on Death Row.
Yeah.
You know?
Come in, yeah.
All that money that went
What's
straight
going
to Esau, man. You know? Yeah. You know? So is it really worth it? Because your soul is gone. They own your soul. They gotta make now that they got that contract over you, and then they also make you do the great self-degrading shit that, you know, if you get out of line, they got that over you too. They got that on film. You know?
Dave Chappelle said that if you do anything that we don't like, you're finished.
Try to go against the grain, that's a wrap.
Hey, and it's only Jake. You always, no matter how rich they get, it's only Jake that can still go to jail, no matter how much money they got.
Yeah.
Chris Brown
Bill
stays.
Cosby.
Bill Cosby, what's this?
Bill Cosby,
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly. Hey, you never see Jimmy Fallon in jail, man. You know, look, Steve Aoki, he ain't never went to jail.
Hey, what's up with
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah,
Charlie
right.
Sheen is a big one.
Didn't he
What's the
give
other
people
guy?
AIDS?
Harvey Weinstein.
Weinstein and
Kevin
Matt
Spacey?
Lauer and Spacey is the one I was thinking. Why come when they're Raymond dates to go to jail?
Shit, one of his accusers ended up dead.
Man.
They get to get their Epstein on, and it just goes under the rug. It just swept right into the corner and shit.
Why?
They killed Epstein so quick you wasn't sure what the dude looked like. They killed him so goddamn fast.
Yeah.
That imposter died, man.
A year from now, he'd be like, Epstein who?
Yeah.
Killed this dude's imposter and he living as somebody else now. Yeah, the damn stunt double died and shit.
On some face-off shit.
Yeah, that's
type
it.
shit. He went got the
He's still
face-off
living.
surgery.
The dude's still out there living.
Hey, cause why? Cause Esau controls the media, man. He controls it all, man. The brother read, this is not your rest. We're gonna keep stressing it, man. Stop thinking that this is it, man. Stop selling out for less than crumbs. Hey, if the whole when King David and King Solomon were in war, the whole nation was doing great, man. Hey,
Exactly.
the whole nation.
That's another thing, man. You sellouts, man. Y'all the biggest fucking losers, man.
Right.
Cause you basically only worried about yourself.
God, bro.
It's individualism with Jake, man. We were always, as a nation, we were always community oriented.
Exactly.
It wasn't about just self.
Exactly.
If I come up, we all are good.
Yeah.
It ain't just, hey, too bad for you. I gotta come up though. You know, I'm gonna get this money. And, hey, I made it, and now that I'm a gatekeeper, I'm gonna pick and choose what nigga I want. You know, and Esau gives power like that. You know, he gives power to Jay-Z to be the gatekeeper in the hip hop world. You know, he could blackmail you. You know, he can cut off your endorsement.
Yeah.
He has the power to do shit like that.
Yeah.
Man. You know, I think, matter of fact, he did that to Chris Brown when that scandal with Rihanna went down. You know, Chris Brown lost a lot after that.
Yeah, he ain't been the same since.
But Jay-Z was one of the culprits in that, man. You know. So hey, them niggas they're a bunch of grime balls, man. They're really scum. Yeah, and them niggas, they basically made a hasty decision.
Yeah.
You know, like really, they made an Edomite decision. They did exactly what Esau did concerning the birthright.
Right, yeah. They didn't think that through.
They didn't think it through.
And then what the outcome of the ending will be. I was watching this interview with Deion Cole, and he said it's hard sometimes when you ain't got nothing and you're looking for working a way out of your bad situation, and somebody show up with a bag of money or a check, talking about, hey, just sign this and do this. And you ain't seeing the fact that how many years you'll be doing that to see something work for now. You didn't think about what work or money or whatever else would be happening for you down the line. So you sign that deal for that bag. And when the bag run out and the contract is still going or the contract run out, then you're like, damn, I missed a bunch of opportunities. You know, but that's the trade-off.
When you sign that long-term deal, you're not considering inflation.
Right, you're not considering inflation, you don't see that. You don't see how much potentially this could be worth to you. You know, or you're not even considering enough to keep your options open so you can work other stuff if it come up when you peak.
Yeah. That 360 deal is an ultimate.
That's a slave.
That's
ultimate slave deal.
Yeah.
You jakes are not smart enough to get like lawyers and financial advisors that will be able to look that paperwork up, you know, and look at, you know,
Read the fine print.
read the fine print of, you know, what that company, the contract is offering, minus many different allocations, cost allocations and stuff like that. You don't look over none of that. You just see, this is what we're offering. You think you about to get that whole check like an idiot.
Niggas can't read, bro.
Can't read and shit, man.
That's how they got TLC.
Yeah.
Didn't read.
All them albums they sold, they got a fucking Toyota RAV4.
Look at what's them group? All them groups Diddy had. 112, Carl Thomas.
All of them. Told
That
all
nigga
of
had
them.
that's like a
Call
graveyard. That's like a big graveyard
For artists.
He go suck your
artist right
soul
there.
away. He suck your soul away, get it on 1 or 2 albums before you get free. And he milk, cause what they, a lot of these contracts I heard, what they'll do is they'll have you like, okay, I get the first money off the first album or the first 2 albums, then you start picking up the residuals after that. When your 3rd album, 4th album, yeah, baby, forever. Now I'm signing you forever.
Yeah.
But you didn't run out of talent after the first album.
That's why Tupac, he was on I don't know, he was trying to knock those albums out.
Nah, yeah, he just kept
You trying to
putting
get
out.
out of that contract.
It's like, if I just keep putting out
Yeah.
music, eventually we're gonna fill up these albums, and then I'll be, you know,
I'll be
on
free.
my own deal. I'll be free. Didn't make it.
And if you
And I think
notice,
that
like
last one was the one he was gonna
what
get
they didn't
back.
like about Suge was known to get people out of their slave contracts.
It's
He was a smart ass dude.
Uh-huh.
Suge, I'm talking about Suge.
Yeah.
As a matter of a rap that he got, he was a smart ass business dude. That's why a lot of artists was still fucking with him despite his reputation.
Because he had knowledge in the game.
Dre fucked with him because he was able to go and bully Jerry Heller, that Amalekite, and Eazy-E out of the deals that Dre and them was under, man, with Ruthless. He went over there, had them release him out of that contract, and that's how they got Death Row shit.
I'm gonna say this as well, bro. And when Tupac came out, it was Suge that put him onto the knowledge of doing a double CD, double count as 2 units.
Yeah.
Which is like 2 albums. It's because you sign for how many units you gonna put out. Well, you got 4 units you gotta put out up there. Well, I'm gonna do 2 in one shot.
Yeah.
And so that was already half of a lot down. So I got these 2 albums out the way. I got some extra stuff for Illuminati coming out. I'm about to be free. And I'm gonna start really breaking into dope. And then make it that way.
Yeah, they had to put a stop to that. Cause he was finna start that label was it was gonna be like the it was gonna be like the black like a black owned like one of the most successful record labels owned by Jake's. You know, with Jake started with Jake money. You know what I'm saying? And hey, Suge was even it was getting so bad with Bad Boy that it was even Bad Boy artists that was trying to low key fuck with Death Row. You know? Faith Evans, that's why that whole shit with Faith happened. She was getting raped so bad, she was like, I gotta go west because they saying that the deals is better over here.
Yeah.
And he's able to get us out of these crazy ass contracts. So you had Mary J. Blige, you had Jodeci.
Yeah.
That's why they was all doing songs with Pac and Death Row artists, man.
Those were all off of Uptown, which was a Bad Boy derived out of Uptown.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
He was holding the script.
Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 26, and I'm going to read down to 28. From among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares.
That's the entertainer. That wickedness sown in your heart, man. That maliciousness sown in your heart. Because you sell off for whatever, man, for the lowest amount. Just so you prosper and nobody else do. The Most High was never about that. He was always about the entire nation coming up because he dealt with whole nations instead of solely individuals. The individuals were to lead the nation. Okay, that the Most High set up.
Hey, but really, these people, man, they're just a product of Esau, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're a product of Esau's system and his ways. You know, that selfish ways. You know, it's all about me.
Well, I mean, because they really don't have the power to, raise, the predicament of Jake. They got somebody they got to answer to. You know, you think they're gonna come up on a level and have all this wealth and all this power within the power that this devil gave him, and then he's gonna utilize that to help the rest of Jake? Hell no, man. Esau is not gonna allow Jake to do that shit, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
From among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich. They are waxen fat, they shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not.
How so? Because the wicked are already the wicked, but they went from a knowledgeable position to selling out. For being a traitor, not having integrity. So it's far worse. They're going against their nature to help the enemy destroy you. Their own people.
Yeah, and you always had a string of sellouts, man.
Yeah.
False prophets.
You
know, joining with the heathen, man. You know, just to spare their own life.
Yeah.
You know, well, if we join with them, you know, and hey, maybe we can succeed like that. Let's just join with them.
Same thing with 2/3 nigga with the chip. If we take the chip, maybe we'll be all right like them.
That in the Maccabees, you had wicked men that was selling out.
Maccabees 1 and
that consented to the religion of the king.
That's another one. Wicked Pharisees.
Yeah, the wicked Pharisees. Yeah.
Finish this.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking about.
As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich. They are waxen fat. They shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless.
They can't judge the cause of the fatherless because they done took that purse. They done took the Judas purse. You know, they done took that bride, and they can't say nothing. You know, their content is restricted. Remember, we got you under contract, and you got this money, but hey, you got to do what we tell you to do. There's certain things that you can't say. You know, and take that gift, and that's the scripture. That's a law on that, man. You take a gift out of the bosom to pervert the ways of judgment, man. That's selling out. That's why you can't. That's why these higher entertainers, they can't say shit, man. They got to be PC. They're devoted to that dollar, man. Go ahead,
All right, continuing on, verse 28, in the middle. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy they do not judge.
Yeah.
Do they not judge?
Because they don't share the same perspective. They don't have the integrity that Moses had when he saw him, how good he was living, but saw his people living so messed up. These famous people, they don't want to be down in your shoes no more. They wouldn't go back to be amongst you if their life depended on it. If they could get salvation, they wouldn't do it. You know, they're too busy living up there with the wicked.
That's why the scripture says it's easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven, man.
Yeah.
You know,
You gotta give up so many
right.
things.
You gotta give up everything, man. And that's just not gonna happen on this side.
John chapter 11, verse 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
Hey, look, this man gonna be fucking up for everybody, man. Coming talking all this shit about this ain't the right way. That the temple of God is supposed to be orchestrated. The priest of God is supposed to be orchestrated. But he came with the truth. You guys have been corrupted. Okay? We're not supposed to be ruled over or living in a situation ruled over by a heathen. Taking orders from the heathen about how we run our thing. We take orders from the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shah all the way from the top on down.
That's right, bro.
That's how we're supposed to be taking.
Hey, and really, all your leaders are selected by Esau.
Yeah.
Esau selects your leaders. Who is it? I think it was J. Edgar Hoover. He said there will never be another black Messiah unless we create it.
Yep. It was Edgar Hoover.
He said that. So all your leaders, they're all paid. They're all bought and paid for, man.
Yep. Obama, Jesse Jackson,
MLK was.
MLK,
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Well, I said Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton. Who the other guy, man?
Jesse Jackass.
No, Nation of Islam.
Farrakhan.
And they all are part of the Bootleg.
Yeah.
They are part of the Freemasons. All right. They're Luciferian. You know, they're and their loyalty is to those organizations.
How do you know? They do the same hand gestures like the Edomites do in the secret society. They do the same, push the same agendas as those same elite push. Okay, you can see there's like the whole Nipsey Hussle thing. Why is there so many clues and references to the mark of the beast out there? Okay.
Yeah.
If it wasn't on the wicked side. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said, Miss.
We are the choir. We are a choir. We're singing right now.
Singing a new song. Some of the true words of the Heavenly Father.
I mean, but dealing with Nipsey, that's true. Because that little store that he owned, what was it promoting? It was promoting the technology that Esau is using to get everybody on the market of peace.
Cashless society.
Cashless society, you know. Everything in his store was smart. You know.
And at his memorial service, Farrakhan referenced the.
He referenced the number 6 3 times, and then he actually mentioned about the market.
Yes.
Matter of fact, no, it was Snoop that said it. Snoop, he was trying to be slick, saying something that Nipsey said, and then he said what he said 60, and then he said I forget exactly
but I
word for
remember
word, but it was like a Rolling 60 reference, you know.
Yeah.
But he had to mention it three times, and people that was asleep didn't catch it, you know. But hey, he was promoting the market of peace engine. The people don't even realize that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, these Greek fraternities and sororities, that ain't nothing but like low level basic. You know, worshiping Greek gods, Egyptian gods. That's all that is. And you niggas that do that, you're Gentiles. You know, spoken about in the New Testament.
And you move on from that very low level, then you get into the initiated level where you start to understand, but you never get into the higher levels where you can really change some shit like you're thinking. That, you know, a lot of them be like, nah, I'm gonna get in there. Once I'm all the way inside with them, then I'm gonna start changing things from the inside. No, this beast and this system has been rolling full steam ahead since you was niggas in the cotton field, man, long before that. This thing is, you can't uproot the weight of this white man's system.
You're not about to break the system.
No, that's how Shai's gonna break the system.
Hey, after all, America, Babylon the Great, it really it's just a big prison yard for the Israelites. That's all it is. A big prison, and this big prison is ran by our enemies, so-called white men. His system and his whole mission is to keep us down. You know?
Hey, you reference the prison system. So all the jakes that's doing better than the field slaves, they're like the ones that's getting extra commissary. You know what I'm saying? They get the extra.
They got jobs in jail and
they
shit.
Got jobs. You know what I'm saying? They get to wear some nice little sneakers and shit
I was gonna
with their
say
prison
that,
suit on.
Yeah.
In prison, man, there is no loyalty. There is no integrity. You know, it's all backstabbing. It's all about me trying to get ahead, trying to get the fuck out of here. And hey, fuck everybody else. You know, that's what prison it basically comes down to. And America's just a big ass prison, man.
That's what it is, man.
You know?
We got a moat where we can't swim across.
You got some more people selling out to the white man, so-called white man. You know?
Selling out for an extra box of cigarettes or something.
You know, trying to get out, man. Trying to make it out.
Jake believe they could be the solution to the problem, but the Bible ain't the book. They in their heads they think that they could do it by themselves. But when we tell them that, hey, Yahweh Shai is coming back to break this system and to put us on that throne, that's not believable. But we gotta fully put our faith in him. And y'all out y'all mind, man. Y'all out y'all mind.
Come on, Yahweh Shai is the only one that's gonna get us out of this fucking prison.
Come on. You wanna read that, bro? That scripture, 1 John?
Yeah, come on. That's what I was looking for.
Shit, I jumped to Hebrews. So I had Hebrews. Let me find it real quick.
Good. But like we're saying, man, this ain't your rest. This ain't it, man. This is a prison, man.
1 John 2.
2:15.
This is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Hey, because if you do love the world, the love of the Father is not in you, man. Which means what? Hey, this system, hey, really, you should be vexed. That's why the scriptures speak about how the men of the Lord are vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, man. Hey, we're vexed every day. Vanity and vexation of spirit due to the fact that what? This world is ruled in wickedness, man. Now, if you love this world, you love wickedness, man. and you hate the agenda of Yahweh Shemel Shai, which
God.
ultimately means that you hate him, man. You know? Hey, because what? Jake does all this for their shot or for their chance to live it up. You can only do so much money with the crumbs that they give you, man. Yo, Jake, for example, a Jake like Chris Brown, he'll have millions of dollars or whatever, but he still got family that's struggling, man. You know? He still got cousins that need their rent paid, man, or need help with getting their rent paid.
Yeah.
You know, it don't end, man. It don't end. Esau has only been, just much like the times of slavery. They'll give one Jake the Bible and say, read this, or they'll give one Jake a job, and next thing you know, that Jake is doing the role as Esau would, man. Why? Just for the little privilege that they got.
Birth of a Nation movie, man. Put it in a perfect context.
Exactly, bro.
What did he tell him? They don't hear me no more, so we wanna rent your guy that can read this.
We wanna rent your nigga.
Yeah, rent your nigga to come teach them, to come read to them.
Right.
What words is he gonna read? The words that we tell him, right out the slave Bible.
Yep.
Pushing all them ones to keep them obedient and keep them going.
And then Jacob try to take what you just said and be like, well, Nat Turner did it. No, he didn't, nigga. We're still in this situation. Nat Turner didn't fix nothing either. Yahweh Shai is coming to fix everything, man. He's gonna snatch them crowns, man. He's gonna break down this system. He's coming back to destroy.
This present world, it's the world of the ungodly.
Yeah.
You know, in order for you to prosper, you gotta be ungodly.
Yeah.
You gotta do wicked shit. You know, you gotta be down with Esau if you want to prosper. And even then, when you prosper, you still, man, you're worse off than before you made it.
Yeah.
You know, because now you're subject to the white man, to the Esau man. Now you're subject to the devil.
And he always wants his money back.
Yeah, now he got you in the palm of his hand, man.
You're in a position of him crushing you.
Yeah, now you have more to lose.
Yeah. Now the only thing you got left is what it's gonna take for him to destroy you. The only thing that you did it for, that you end up possessing when you do it, is the one thing that he threatens to take from you, because he's taking everything else. Because you have to give up everything else to even get that deal in the first place.
Hey, real quick, going into Babylon, right? You go into Revelation 18, where it talks about how when the Lord judged this place, when he destroys it, it talks about all the riches, you know, all the substance of this place that caused it to become very rich, right? Now, when you jump to verse 13 in Revelation 18, and it's given, you know, the different items, you know, products, you know, that this place has in abundance, right? It says, verse 13, and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beast and sheep and horses and chariots, you know, your cars, and slaves and the souls of men. That lets you know that Babylon is one big prison system, man. It's a prison. We all are slaves here, man. It's like one big fucking warehouse, and everybody is just, you know about the warehouse industry. It's about shipping and receiving. You bring the product into the building, you break it down, you handle it, you know.
To be sold.
Yeah, you know.
Shipped out. Yeah.
Shipping and receiving, man.
Yeah, your birth certificate ain't nothing but a bill of lading.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but a corporation receipt slip.
Yep.
Yeah, we all just workers shipping and receiving all the products that the enemy is getting rich off of. That's all we are. All the goods and services, it's all to make him rich.
It's just like a regular.
We're pushing his merchandise. Like when the slave trade happened, why were they transporting the resources with the slaves? It was so that they can use the slaves to transport it and to manufacture it, you know, basically like set up industries so that they can make money off it. The slaves would be the workers in the industry.
They were both cargo, man. They were both shipping. They were shipping goods, both the people and the product, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I got a slave or a crop of slaves, if you will, and a product that I picked off my land. You bought it. I'm gonna ship it over to you across the seas, and they gonna take it off the boat and set it all up for you and show you how it's supposed to be set. They're gonna put it together for you over there, and you're gonna pay me a lot of money for that, and I'm gonna repeat that process on and on. But here's the thing, where Esau's really making a killing at is free labor.
Yeah.
That's where he's making a killing. That's why the prison industry is so lucrative, because they have prisoners making certain products. Walmart clothing is man, put prisoners, faded glory, his prisoners, man. They look faded glory. You know?
Yeah, America has the highest
get paid a nickel.
prison population rate.
Yeah.
And that's made up by Jake's. That big percentage of it. You know? And that the prison system profits off our people in making up those numbers in the prisons, and it trickles up to the big picture in America. America and the elite, they profit off our people's labor the most.
Yeah, Esau, he down there in Mexico. Mexico has the highest deposits of silver, mining of silver. And Esau, he suppresses the prices of gold and silver, and he pays the mining the lowest of mining fees to the miners, man, which is Issachar.
Yeah.
You know, the so-called Mexican. You know, and Mexico's supposed to be like the richest country ever, man. You know, because it has so much silver, you know, down there, man. You know, that's how Esau is. He pays our people peanuts, and we labor the most.
It's
make him rich.
It's a business play. Just like they're outsourcing all these call centers out to the Philippines and different other countries.
India.
You call, and they don't even really speak English. Why? Because they're willing to work for a lesser wage to do the same job for like a third of the price. So all that extra price that they're not paying you, they're paying another country to do. That's all profit to them. Okay, it's a business move.
They said
it's a corporation still ran like a prison.
Well, they said that during the slavery time, slave trade, they would get money from people in Europe, like investors.
Yeah.
So, you know, they would like say, okay, like like you put money in the bank and you get interest off of it. They said, well, give me $30,000 and you're going to get, 5% interest off your money. And they would give them the money, and they would be buying slaves. Yeah.
And then they profit from selling the cotton or whatever they was picking. Sell that, then they get their money back, and they would profit.
Yeah. And they would use slaves as brokerage. Like, okay, I got 3 slaves today. Okay, I'll give you these 3 slaves. You know what I mean? That's the invention of the stock market.
Yeah.
I had an article, matter of fact. I have an article. I don't know if because you mentioned about the cotton, right? Cotton industry. This is from history.com. It says how slavery became the economic engine of the South. Slavery was so profitable, it sprouted more millionaires per capita in the Mississippi River Valley than anywhere in the nation. With cash crops of tobacco, cotton, and sugarcane, America's southern states became the economic engine of the burgeoning nation. Their fuel of choice, human slavery. If the Confederacy had been a separate nation, it would have ranked as the 4th richest in the world at the start of the Civil War.
Just like the Israelites' family business, if you will. You have your sons, they start to prosper the little piece of land that you do have.
Birth of a nation.
Birth of a nation, right? They prosper that. Now they have to have these sons to go out and push out this enterprise to yield that the increase of money that comes from that field.
Yeah.
Well, Esau did it, but he went and hired slaves. Well, he went and hired Jacob, but it was like slavery.
It was chattel slavery.
It
was like forced slave labor. Like, if you don't work for me, I'm gonna put a bullet in your head.
Yeah. So what happened? Jake went out there and worked, so they got all the extra money for no wage. The cheapest wage of keeping these slaves alive is to keep working and get the most product out of them.
Fast forward 300-400 years later, well, the millionaire slave owners are billionaires, trillionaires.
Yep. And generational wealth that's passed.
It says the slave economy had been very good to American prosperity. by the start of the war,
And that was Salaki, but that was something I was about to go into it. The North looked at some of these, why the hell is this Wrangler ass Edomite, you know, they thinking, this fucking Wrangler Confederate guy, why is he coming in here talking all this shit and he got all this money to back it up? Because he's got oil from the land down there, he got slaves and crops, and he got all of this stuff that's gonna make him rich. And he's coming up here changing how you believe in the
private
North.
ownership.
Yeah, he got the private ownership of all this. He solely owns this stuff. You go into the North and you're like, damn, we need your money. Come spend your money with us. Come give us your money and we'll hold on to it. You know? So they needed something from him. He had the position over it. But I'm about to tell you how they double-crossing their own.
It says, by the start of the war, the South was producing 75% of the world's cotton and creating more millionaires per capita in Mississippi. I read that already.
And the war was what divided, took the slave away from the slave master and made it a corporate slave, made you into a corporate slave.
Hey, Con,
And some of them, the Confederate state, Confederate Edomites, they would kidnap the ones that was free and bring them back down to the plants and force slave labor on them again. A lot of the ones that was going up north, they would be kidnapped and brought right back to the south.
Yeah, because a lot of people have the misconception that the North didn't benefit from the slavery. Well, the products
They envied the economy of the South.
Exactly. And the products
That's what they were. It was all competition, man.
Exactly. And the products were being shipped up north, man.
To be processed.
You know, to be processed, man.
Jake made it seem like Abraham Lincoln and the North was trying to free it. No, man.
See, they had slavery was in Maryland and DC and all up there. Yeah.
New England.
Yeah.
It was English colonies, before the Revolutionary War. You were slaves up there too. It says slaves represented Southern planters' most significant investment in the bulk of their wealth. This is why Jake is really demanding for the reparations, by the way. It says an economy built on slavery, building a commercial enterprise out of the wilderness required labor and lots of it. For much of the 1600s, the American colonies operated as agricultural economies driven largely by indentured servitude. Most workers were poor, unemployed laborers from Europe who, like others, had traveled to North America for a new life. In exchange for their work, they received food and shelter, a rudimentary education, and sometimes a trade. By 1680, the British economy improved and more jobs became available in Britain. During this time, slavery had become a morally, legally, and socially acceptable institution in the colonies.
And they were even passing around other nations and people as indentured servants, but you Jakes though, you were just straight up slaves.
You were just slaves.
Like was it Brad Pitt and
12 years of slavery.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
So they were coming to get hired. I would put me to work so I can make something
Irish.
and go back, take it back to my own country, or stay here, buy a plot of land and start to work off of that land. But you Jakes never got that. Your 40 acres of the mule, you never got that.
Yeah, they could walk off the plantation and they ain't gotta fucking be asked, you free, where your papers at?
Yeah.
You know? They ain't had no yoke of iron around their neck. You know, they can be free to walk about. You know, not like Jake, man.
And Esau tried to hide the fact that the natives that was here, they wanted to leave out of history that the chattel slavery that the Jake slave, the Southern Kingdom slaves went through. They tried to hide the history that natives were also under that slavery. You know, and they was trying to other Native American tribes, their way of captivity. They were trying to basically put that on the natives on how they should rule over slaves, and they wasn't having that. And then you had the Seminoles, which is the tribe of Reuben. They was the only one that was like, nah, any runaway slave, we gonna take them in and treat them like they are people. You know. So Esau, his fear was, Jake mixing in with the natives.
Yeah.
You know. But they didn't want them to come together.
Yeah.
And it says, as the number of European laborers coming to the colonies dwindled, enslaving Africans or Israelites became a commercial necessity and more widely acceptable. I mean, it's a lot in this, but I can read the whole thing. But matter of fact, let me read this one. It says, with ideal climate and available land, property owners in the southern colonies began establishing plantation farms for cash crops like rice, tobacco, and sugar cane, enterprises that require increasing amounts of labor. To meet the need, wealthy planters turned to slave traders who imported ever more human chattel to the colonies, the vast majority of West Africa. As more slaves were imported and an upsurge in slave fertility rates expanded the inventory, a new industry was born.
Slave fertility, what's that? Putting buck versus buck, putting slave
Breeding
versus
forms.
slave, breeding. That's what.
That's in the Willie Lynch.
Willie Lynch, but how desperate that industry was. They would take a child, a male child, breeding with the mother. They always want to get one of the females to help breed. And they didn't care if it was incestuous. That's where all the crazy ass, that's where motherfucker came from. Oh, you a motherfucker, man. Because how low are you? You in there sticking your mom.
Yeah.
To make more slaves. And then kids come out the slave kids come out all crazy and deranged.
That's where you get the dozens.
I
That's
heard
what
I heard they put a bag over.
Yeah.
Like you said, like you don't know that's your mother. You know your mother's sick. You know her energy in her field.
He still got to pay, bro.
You don't catch it, man. You got to pay for all this. All in the industry of creating more workers or slaves, if you will. You got it out.
And it really is not a big difference from that moment to this time. It's not really big of a change. You just getting peanuts now. You're getting just enough just to stay afloat so that you can have enough energy to continue to serve this devil. He'll put you in your little slave hut, which is your little house or apartment, with lights and electricity, water. You got your little form of entertainment just so you can continue to cope and bear, basically your slave life. And it's just an ongoing cycle, and you don't even think about it because you're thinking that you're going to keep up with the Joneses with all this slave labor, but it's like a hamster in a wheel. It just, you think you're going somewhere, but you ain't going nowhere.
Going hard, running ain't going nowhere.
And your elites are just watching you just run on that wheel, man. That's a slave mentality. It says, these open markets where humans were inspected like animals and brought and sold to the highest bidder proved an increasingly lucrative enterprise. In the 17th century, slaves would fetch between $5 and $10, but by the mid-19th century, an able-bodied slave fetched an average price between $1,200 and $1,500. And how much are these athletes? What about these athletes when they go on the draft?
Yep.
Which is the modern day slave auction.
Yep. The NBA too.
And they recruit you because they know they finna make billions off your ass, man. You're gonna get a few million, which you gonna basically spend that up and live reckless and put that and give it right back. But they're gonna make much more off of you, way more. And they ain't gotta lift a finger. They ain't gotta do shit, man.
They constantly looking for that next LeBron James, that next Michael Jordan, because they know they're about to cash in on his ass.
What do you think they don't do with that nigga Zion?
That's what they want.
You got a scripture?
Ticket sales.
Let's get some scriptures out there.
Let me read this. Proverbs chapter 23. I'm gonna start at the top. It says, "When thou sittest to eat with the ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat." Okay, trying to be in that seat like the oppressors in the seat, right? Of your rulers. It said, "Labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Will thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Yep, said, eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. Therefore as he teaches.
That's talking about a niggard. That's a niggard with his money.
But who told
Don't trust him receiving anything from him, because he's gonna demand stuff from him. Really, he's gonna demand your integrity. He hey, basically, hey, you owe me. You know?
It's about why he owes me.
Yeah.
He's there because he wants something.
He wants your soul. He wants your slave labor. He wants you to be a good slave.
When he said put the knife to thy neck, because now your life is on the line in this decision you're about to make. And when a lot of you guys sit at that table with these elites, or the lower levels anyway, to get into this industry, to be rich in this society, and what happens, man? You end up losing your life.
And Con, they showed that in the NWA movie. You know, with Jerry Heller, when he brought all of them to the table individually and had them sign off.
Contract.
It was like,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm gonna get somebody to read that first.
Yep.
I got that in Deuteronomy 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 38. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive oil shall cast his fruits.
I mean, really, that's talking about the Lord, causing, famine and, all the different, luxuries that we had in our land. It would just wither away, But, there's something else in here that talks about.
Not Duke Crown Royale.
Talks about the nation shall eat of our the next the fruit of thy land. Yeah.
There's Deuteronomy 28:33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
Shall eat up. That's the one. That's the one right there, man. The fruit of your labors, a nation that you know not is going to eat it up. They're going to consume it. They're going to eat good off of your labors, man. They're going to establish industries off of your slave labor. That bring them trillions. That's why the Rothschilds is worth trillions. And the Rockefellers, man.
Well, you look at a movie like Django, it had all of the industries in there. The slave laborers of what they were doing in the field, the selling of slaves themselves, and like it got down to where he was beginning to make money in slave fights, man. Slave fighting slaves. That was another industry he began to prosper in. Just off of the slaves. And he was like, you did good. You go get yourself a good night's rest, man. You weren't, man. Because I just got paid off of you. I paid $500 from you, and I'm expecting to get 5 fights out of your ass. You gonna give me the money for my 5 fights? So that was a whole other industry that was created. And Esau found a way to continually create these industries to make money off of people. And it hasn't stopped even today. You think LeBron James is getting the most of the money that he's generating, the energy he's generating? He's not. There's an Edomite somewhere that's getting buku paid.
Somebody got to sign off on his check.
That's why. Remember Kobe's last 2 years?
Yeah.
That's why he wasn't like, no, I'm not giving it back, because he know what they make off just his presence.
Yep, just the fact he's still around.
Yeah.
They're gonna parade him around. They're gonna get their money, so he might as well get his, right?
Psalms chapter 73, verse 3. Read down. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore,
They're not in trouble as other men. Meaning, they don't suffer the atrocities that the people of the poor, suffer. They ain't worrying about lights getting cut off. They don't have to live from paycheck to paycheck. Okay? They're not subject to the same payments that you're subject to. They don't deal with the issues that we deal with in the urban cities, the urban areas. They ain't got to deal with that shit, man.
You considering to take your family out to dinner? What bill gonna get paid late or something? Like, they don't think about that type of shit.
Yeah, I got to pull up my book real quick, because I don't know what's on my account right now, and the bills is coming up. I got to pay my insurance, my house, pay my car note, or my car insurance, and I got to pay for this, and we got to deal with shit like that. Throw it on the card, you know what I'm saying?
They worried about their next trip, their next family trip. They're worried about
the next golfer tournament.
Yeah.
Going across the world.
next family vacation.
Yeah, Jake spend their holidays at grandma's house. They spend their holidays over at foreign countries.
That's what they're worried about. They ain't worried about bills.
verse 6, therefore pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more.
And why do violence cover them? It's because as long as they've been in power, in order to continuously keep their foot upon the earth's substance, they have to always go to war to get in their possession. They gotta fund so many different wars to keep it all flourishing, man. It talks about how they covet fields, they take them by violence. They want land that got the most resources, man. They want to stake claim to it and then set up, corporations that'll actually prosper, man, off of those industries. Why was they looking at Venezuela so tough? Because they want to control the oil markets down there. They want to put their corporations down there. But those other countries, China and Russia, it was like, no, we got a stake down there too. So we're gonna make it hard for you Americans to try to go down there and do whatever the hell you think you're gonna do. And it was all basically about the fight over the oil that the tribe of Asher is basically sitting on. Yeah. Really, Asher is supposed to be, that's supposed to be damn near the richest tribe in Israel, man. But they don't own that because they under the curse. They're in slavery just like the rest of their fellow brethren of the tribes, man.
They were sitting on that land for so long, and then Esau came over there. Yeah. Esau researched, digged here. Oh shit, they got land over here. Yeah. Okay, if you sell us this land, X, Y, and we'll give you this, and the rest is history.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Verse 7, their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression, they speak lawfully. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how does the Most High know? And their knowledge is in the Most High. Behold, they are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches.
Yeah, but how do they increase in those riches? Was that Sirach 8? Because of unjust, because of, get that Sirach 10 and 8. This is how they got, this is how they increase their riches. Sirach 10 and 8.
Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealing,
Esau's gonna have to admit this is how they got their empire, man. You got it off of rape, robbery, and murder. That's how you got everything that you have. It wasn't because you worked hard. You're just such an excellent people, and you were so noble, and you just knew how to get it. No, man. You went out and slaughtered people. Hey, we can't forget Cristobal Colon, his so-called
Holiday.
day is tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, we can't forget about him when he came over to the Caribbean and he basically just straight up slaughtered them, man. You know, he enslaved the Tainos down there, and he became a governor over there. And when he did that, he put them in slave labor where they had to, you know, they have to go into mining. And if they didn't come up with a quota, he would torture and mutilate them, man. You know, that's what he was doing to those Ephraimites down there, man. You know, we can't forget about that. I don't know, brothers gonna go in on that tomorrow, man. They probably lessons going up today. We can't forget about that. You know.
I had a scripture, Brother Mark.
Yeah, let him finish this.
Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, and that's why the Lord's gonna snatch this kingdom from you and give it to the children of Israel, man. All right? This is why you're gonna lose your kingdom. Hey, the way you set it up, the scriptures say, woe to you that build a town with blood. You built your whole empire with blood, so guess what? It's gonna go down with violence.
That's right.
Okay? It's gonna go down with violence, man. The spirits is active, boy.
We can't even let it in.
I know, the spirits is active.
I got something to go with.
But this is part of, you know, Esau's shameful history. So this devil came front, act like he was all great, like, oh, let's make America great again. How was it ever great? When how it was established, it wasn't great.
Right. You know, because they rewriting the Bible where it said, you will offer yourselves to your enemies. Everybody said it like that now, changing the narrative. We didn't ask them how. We was living good in the west coast of Africa when we flee Roman persecution. We enjoyed ourselves, living off the fatness of the land and everything. It was cool. You showed up to put us on the ships unwillingly. We weren't like, hey, let's go on a little cruise. No, we didn't want to go with you. You took us captive on them ships, brought us over here, and put our ass to work, sold us, and so on and so forth.
Hey, this place before they came over here, this place was like a paradise out here, you know? I mean, the tribes are going off, but the land itself was paradise, man. You know, it was fruitful. It was real clean, you know. Now look at this fucking place, man. It's a concrete jungle, city upon city, man.
No more trees.
He wouldn't build. He chopped down all the trees to build up more caves for himself.
Right. That's literally what he did.
Just heap rocks on top of rocks.
Yeah.
And get rid of the oxygen of the earth.
The filters of the air.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of it.
This motherfucker crazy, man.
I'll bring this right quick. Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord Yahweh, our power. Yep, and so
this day, yep.
we're still in captivity. Now, saying captivity, the brother that read in the curses, that the brother read over there, hey, we're still involved in that every day. We're no more freer than we were getting on the slave ship, man. See, listen to it now.
Fear is a fearful thing.
Yeah, man.
Man, that's the plague of the heart.
Yeah.
Fighting with madness right there. But yeah, so we're in captivity still, man. Going through this whole thing. This man's still finding ways to rule over, to keep you captive. That was holy, right?
That was holy.
That one, yeah.
This is Haggai chapter 1 and verse 5. Now therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, power of hosts, consider your ways. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink.
Yeah, this devil has it to where you just get just a little.
Yeah.
And you wonder why Jake get to crime, because Jake knows that he ain't getting enough of what he needs. So he go out there and You know, he tries to, maneuver through the system or try to navigate around the system.
Yeah, Jake is a goddamn. I gotta say, Jake is a goddamn magician. How they finagle bills month to month.
Oh man.
How the hell? How do you not have enough, but make it enough to keep going? Jake gotta stretch it out just to make it. But when these others, they're not in trouble like these other like Esau don't live like that, man. They living good. Yeah, you know. They pay. I see people come in and pay for shit that's all just there, yeah. Matter of fact, give me 3 of those. Something that'll break Jake. Month that fuck Jake whole month off. Esau go in there and buy 3 of them.
Motherfuckers buy shit by the boat.
Don't feel it, yeah, don't feel it.
Ye have so much and bring it little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes.
Yeah, hold on. That's why I was in the spirit that I read that one earlier about how the money grows weeds. Fly away from it. You know? That's how the curse is upon us. The money grows weeds and flies off. You never really get to hold on to it and prosper. So that's over. Love, you on that?
Proverbs 22. Proverbs 22 and 7. And it reads, the rich ruling over the poor. So read up. It's Proverbs 22 and 7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower a servant to the lender.
Hey, we don't have any stuff that we can lend to anybody. Go back to the curse.
Oh yeah. I was thinking that.
And we are in debt. We're born into debt here. You take on the national debt. You're a debt slave, man. That's why our currency are debt notes.
44,
We're
22,
in debt,
28,
man.
44. You're 44.
Deuteronomy 28, 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Start up.
You know what? Go to 13, and then read, because that's the blessing. Read 13, because 13 is a blessing and 44 is a curse.
Deuteronomy 28 and 13. And the Lord shall make thee, and the Lord Yahweh shall make thee the head and not the tail.
Yeah, we kept that in the work. We don't follow the statutes and all the commandments and do what the Heavenly Father told us.
And not the tail, and thou shalt be above only. And thou shalt not be beneath. If thou hearken unto the commandments of the Most High thy power, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them.
We didn't do that. We'll jump back here. Start up at 41.
It's 41, Deuteronomy 28, 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt...
That's the only thing that you're truly supposed to own. Okay? Your children. If you don't own anything in this life, if there's nothing that you can say on earth that didn't come, that you should have complete control over, ownership of, but your children. That's the one thing that you should have complete ownership and control over. All right, that's the one asset that comes solely from you and the woman that you created. Right? Go ahead, Al.
Continuing. But thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
They go into the same captivity you already involved in. They get the same rules and boundaries and everything else that you deal with.
All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee.
That's also an analogy right there. All the trees, all the fruit that's supposed to come from whatever you plant or whatever you sow and pay the dividends of the rest of it, guess what?
Edomites.
You're not gonna get to prosper off. You plant the seed to grow these trees and do all this. You don't get any prosper. You don't get to eat the fruit of your labors. No substance from it. Something else comes and takes your substance. Okay, go ahead out.
Let's continue. This 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee, very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Yeah, because this is the curse and not the blessing. Go ahead.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Yep. Destroyed, man. Following after this devil now. He rules over us, he lends to us, and we can't lend to him ever. We can't even lend to her. Hey, $20 breaks up families, man. You can lose a family member for $20. This nigga still ain't paid me back.
Let a family member die and watch, and some money's distributed to the family, tear the family apart.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes they gotta
Or they got
to get donations
Yeah.
to bury that
Car
person.
washes and shit.
They can't even afford to bury it.
There ain't no
yeah. Or they have a house and then
They gotta sell it.
yeah.
Was that movie Soul Food?
Yeah.
The bougie sister, what was her name?
Vivica Fox played it.
Not Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa Williams, yes, I was saying.
Was it Terry or something?
Terry.
She was like, yeah, we just gonna sell the house. And they were like, what? Sell the
I was
house?
selling Big Mama house. She was like, who the fuck supposed to pay for it?
Yeah.
Well, we thought you and
Her. No, she was gonna pay for it. She was like, man, I'm tripping. It shows you the turmoil.
And they was ready to choke out Lil Hamad.
Yeah, yeah.
He was telling them about how much money the grandmama left and shit. And they was like, so what about this? Because they was all fucked up and split. But then when he started telling them about money that she got, now all of a sudden, oh, what? Okay, so what time you want us to be at Sunday dinner?
Yeah.
And nobody was fucking with nobody. You know? But then when they found out there was an inheritance left, now they want to get together and shit. They eat, and then next thing you know, so what was that money that she was talking about? Ahmad?
Good thing for Uncle Pete.
Good thing Uncle Pete, he like, shit, I got this motherfucker right here.
I got the TV.
I always thought that analogy was cold-blooded, man. It hit the money. Grandmama hit it where she loved most, the TV. She hit it in the TV.
Yeah.
The shit that destroys you fucking jakes, man. Destroyed the damn family. The money was destroying the family.
Yep.
You know, because of what the brothers reading. Because when it's so scarce to us, we'll kill each other to get $1 out of it, man.
Yep.
Something that's gonna further keep you in debt.
But Esau, he leaves a straight up inheritance, man. He'll leave a stake to a CEO position to a certain multi-billion dollar company.
Yeah, Esau makes sure before he died that his right hand man, you know, that he looks over his son before his son takes over the business, man.
Esau has wheels.
Yeah,
Jake ain't got no wheel. Living wheel, living trust, and all that shit.
Somebody can get Psalm 17 and 14.
Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Beautiful, that's the spirit. That's the second. That's the first scripture we read today.
Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with their sore destruction.
Yep. Hey, trying to live life in this country is only going to destroy you. Trying to earn this money is going to destroy you. You see how, because Esau pushes that mentality, Jake grabs onto it so much that for the love of money spirit. Okay, so Jake will rob, steal, and kill for money because they don't have it. So they'll do whatever it takes, sell their soul, whatever, to try to make it. And now there's only the path to destruction laid before you. Okay, brings us full circle back to what we began talking about. The ways of this world is only going to destroy you the more you stay in tune with it. You got to get into the tune of your how about Shabbat Shah.
Psalm 17 and 14. From men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure, they are full of children, and leave their rest of their substance to their babes.
Yep. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. So they keep passing generational wealth on down, on down, on down. And they actually make it better for them to come after.
Yeah.
Jake leaves dead. Somebody died. It's not like, okay, well, they're at peace. Well, everybody else just took on something heavy.
The elites
Get
pass
your
that.
ass in the ground.
The elites pass it down because they know about reincarnation.
Right.
Because they know they're going to get it.
You gotta keep making it. Because when I come back again,
Yeah.
I want to live it up.
That's why the apostles believe that the Borgias,
Yeah.
you know, and the Borgias was more than likely the Herods.
Yeah.
So they just keep coming back in their same lot, man.
Yeah.
To their inheritance.
And those the Rothschilds and those rich elite families, the women in the family have to marry one of their cousins or an uncle or something. It's wicked
Somebody
to keep that money in the family. And if they do marry out, they don't get no bread.
So by accident they fuck around marrying Jake, or scattered Jake, and now the whole line is passed on to another nation.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna keep it right here in this tight circle. That no matter what, it's only gonna be one of us being born out of this that inherits this money, keeping their race pure in a sense, you know. Keep passing around. They'll throw a funny face in somewhere, but they keep passing it back onto their own same spirits. They'll come back in the flesh.
That's why you always keep hearing about the same 13 families, man.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, like and all those families are all related. The Bushes, the Clintons, all the motherfuckers are related. They all have a relation that goes back to the Rothschilds, you know.
Cheney.
Cheney is deep within the connection of the 13.
Yeah.
Obama too, through his mama.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
They're all tied.
That's why it's always the same string of presidents that has rule over Babylon, man.
We just made it the bloodline. We ain't even put in the fact that they keep going back to this to these Masonic rites, certain degrees to be there. You gotta be a 33rd degree Mason. And Jake, show me a Jake that's been to 33rd degree. You know, it ain't gonna happen. Because if you get up that high, you might have control of some shit to get up that high.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, really, all that's going to happen is, like it tells you in Job 28 chapter, all the riches, all of everything that they do own, they're going to vomit it up, and the people who rightfully owns that, they're going to receive that, which are the Israelites, man. Everything that this devil has, really, it belongs to us. But because we're in prison, we don't have access to it. You know? So they're running our possession while we're in confinement of our prison sentence. But when Yahushua comes and break us out of prison, we gonna get that claim back to what's rightfully ours, man. All right? All you doing, all these riches that you have, you just hoarding it up, basically for it to be given to the meek of the earth. That's why was that Psalms 37, it says not to fret yourself because of them. You know? Yeah, it seems like they're prospering, but don't envy them. You know? Yep.
Isaiah 37 at the top. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Yep.
For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb.
Read that again.
Top.
Yeah.
Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Yeah, envy not thy oppressor and choose none of his ways.
Yep.
All right. Don't try to go in his way to try to prosper, because all it's going to do is lead you to destruction, man. All right, they're given this portion in this world. The Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. He gave this inheritance to him. Hey, you got to be spiritually, think spiritually. Isaac gave that to him.
Yep.
Who is Isaac in reincarnation? That's the Lord. If you can receive it, she gonna get it. You know, but hey, Yahushua ultimately gave Esau his inheritance, man. When you read in the New Testament, don't it not say that Yahushua He the one that made the principalities, the dominions, you know. Colossians, the first chapter. So really, Yahweh Shai, he's hey, you know, the Most High set this up, man. So we can't really envy that. We got to go through our punishment. But what the Lord's getting ready to give us is far greater than this BS, man. It's all polluted anyway. That's why it says this is not your rest. All right? This shit is all temporary, man. Go ahead, huh? You had a precept? Go ahead.
Sirach chapter 41, verse 6. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach.
Oh man. So really, when they get brought down, their generational posterity is going to be left to perpetual curses. All right? It's going to be just perpetual. They're going to be just like how they keep leaving wealth out, you know, from generation to generation. When the kingdom comes, every time they're born, they're going to be born just like how we were born.
Yep. Isaiah 14 and 21.
They're going to be born into captivity. They're going to be getting their heads whipped. They're going to go into slavery. They ain't gonna own shit, you know. They gonna go through it, man, just like we went through.
And you know what? They gonna know off top why they in that situation. Like, you know, we don't. For a while, we didn't know.
The children will complain of an ungodly father.
Hey, just like we complained of, going back to Baruch the 3rd chapter. We're suffering. We're yet this day in our captivity, suffering. We suffering for what? For what our forefathers did.
Wherein has the Most High loved us?
Yeah. We understand that our fathers fucked up, and we know that in the reincarnation we are our forefathers, man. That's why as a nation we catching hell, man. So Esau's gonna have to get with the program too. You Rothschilds, y'all understand reincarnation. So when y'all when y'all go into slavery, and then you know y'all have y'all dying date, you come back them generations later. You should already understand what the time is, man. You already know what the deal is. All right? You owe that. You know you owe that. All right? Go ahead.
The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake.
Exactly, man. They're gonna be reproached for his sake because they're gonna have to pay for everything that they've done.
She ain't that off.
Cigarette demon got him.
She could, they could channel different types of demons. She got legions on her. They can snap into normal just for a brief second to feed whatever demon is. You know, another demon was like, fucking shit.
Other demon said,
Hey, watch, some Jack's gonna see it.
Hey,
I'll pick it up.
other demon said, I don't smoke no cigarettes.
Hey, that's fucking scary. I mean, it's not to laugh at, but
It ain't, but
It's funny an idea, but when you think about what's really happening, that curse is smiting with madness, it's real.
yeah.
Hey, and if you fall out
Nigga,
of
the
this
heart.
truth, if you coming in this truth and you ain't your foundation ain't set, that could be you. That could be you.
Give me any plague but the plague of the heart.
Yeah, the mind, man.
I would not. You can't live like that, man. That's torment. That's pure torment.
Somebody else is reading right now?
I'm done.
I got something.
Go ahead.
Then we'll start up at verse 11. This is Sirach 11 and 11. It says, there is one that laboreth and taketh pains and maketh haste, and is so much the more behind. Again, there's another that is slow and have need of help, wanting ability and full of poverty. Yet the eye of the Lord Yahweh looketh upon him for
Hey, go
good.
back to Psalm 37 too.
Wanting ability set him up from his low estate and lifted up his head from misery, so that many
Hey, that's-
that saw it.
That's like the Most High taking Lazarus and cleaning him up,
Exactly.
cleaning them the sores off of him,
Yep.
you know, and basically putting him in the position of the rich man.
Yeah.
Trading places that he must
Trading
be dead
places,
at.
man. Lazarus trading places with the rich man. You know? That's Jacob switching places with Esau, man. Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning that follows. You know? Go ahead.
It says verse 14, prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come from Yahweh. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord Yahweh. Love and the way of good works are from him. Error and darkness had their beginning together with sinners, and evil shall wax old with them that glory therein. The gift of the Lord Yahweh remaineth with the godly, and his favor bringeth prosperity forever. There is that waxeth rich by his weariness and pinching, and this is the portion of his reward. Whereas he said, I have found rest, and now will I eat continually of my goods. But yet he knoweth not what time shall come upon him, and that he must leave those things to others and die.
Hey, going back to the parable of Lazarus and the rich man.
Uh-huh.
You used to have you was the master that sat at the table that would, you know, waste crumbs so that the poor, the dogs, you know, come and eat from you. But now you below those dogs now, and now Lazarus is sitting at the table now.
Who Abraham's bosom? Yep.
Yeah, man. Meaning now we're in consolation. You're not in consolation. You're in torment now. Now he lifted up his eyes in torment, and he wanted Lazarus to come over and
drop a
drip
a water to water his tongue.
That's to ease the
affliction.
Affliction.
Pain.
And we know that these devils, they're affliction proof. Like they can't handle any type of adversity at all, man.
Either they shoot up a spot or they shoot themselves.
Or jump off a building.
You know? One of
Hey,
those
that's
two.
what the movie Cut.
Take violence in your own hand and take the curse out of it, or allow yourself to continue to be destroyed.
And you can see Esau just crying. Everything that my forefathers did just for these niggas to take over. And you can see Esau just losing his mind, man. Hey, and Jake don't even own this place. It's still ran by the elites. It's just the fact that Jake, it looks like Jake has a sense of power in him.
All they really have is and they don't even have cultural influence. They just have whatever Jake gravitated to that Esau puts out there. And Jake actually gravitates onto it. It becomes a big thing in the earth.
Yeah, Jake excels at it.
Yeah.
Just the last little bit of this. It says, be steadfast in thy covenant and be conversant therein and wax old in thy work, meaning the righteousness. So marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord Yahweh and abide in thy labor, for it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord Yahweh on the sudden to make a poor man rich. Yep. Let me read 25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. Yep. And because that's what we're talking about. You thinking that your ways seem as right unto a man, but and there are the ways of death. You thinking the way that you're following of this world will prosper, but not knowing that the Heavenly Father, when you push His business, He'll bless you because it all comes from Him. Okay, that's the differences. But you want to follow after this wicked ass white man, and in particularly, he wants to just rule, so he only can prosper in this world.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Go ahead.
This is Job. Job 20 and 19. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he built not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not say of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his
He's
good.
insatiable. He's never satisfied. Okay? That's why his belly will never be quiet.
In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High Yahweh shall cast the fury.
You know, so like, you know that we said every hand of the wicked.
That's what I was
Yeah, okay, you already, yeah, kind of. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean, because that's a mistranslation. It doesn't mean an actual wicked person.
We're going to torment. We're going to torment those people.
Yeah.
Job 20 and verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. I mean, he's going to be in a position of difficulty. It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. The Hebrew word for wicked is aimal, and it says a laborer. That is a misery had taken labor, wicked workman. A laborer sufferer, wretched one, laborer, workman, toiling. And what was we talking about? The labor that Jake put into the society that built this place up and contributed to this man's empire that made him so fucking rich. You know? And it's like, well, you gonna continue to live off of that? No, that's gonna be required of you, man. You know?
Paul called himself rich.
Con.
I got that word rich.
Hey, because this devil has everything in this society built all the way up. From what, look, there's something that there's rule books written on how to build this road. You know, when they first got over here, none of this shit was here. But they established society on such a level that even the minds of the people are right in line with everything that's supposed to happen. He has all that to be required of him. Okay, because he ruled from that perspective of wickedness.
I look up the word wretched in the Western Dictionary, and it says deeply afflicted, dejected, or distressed in body or mind. Extreme.
Like when you're distressed, you kind of like, you're suffering from anxiety. You know, you got all type of worries and cares. What they call that when you know exhaustion. You so fucking you're overworked, so you're so damn tired. You're stressed out. You can't never really rest. You realize everything that you're doing, all of the wages that's coming from that you ain't even pocketing that, man. It's going straight into his pockets. You know? Just imagine if
Hey, I got a question.
What's up, man?
In Amos 3, I think it's 3 and 9, it says that Israel,
God's good all the time.
no other race. Wait a minute, God only knows Israel out of all the families of the earth.
Yeah.
Amos 3.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 and 2.
Okay, so that means that no other race should be teaching the word of God, basically, right?
Technically, yeah.
Only Israel is supposed to teach the word of God.
Yeah.
So is the prophets.
Okay, and I got another question.
Those are the Israelites.
Yeah, I know that. But the thing is, in Amos, it also says that Israel looks like the Ethiopians.
Yeah, meaning they kind of they
So how can
they favor the Ethiopians?
All of them,
Yes.
all Israelites and all Jews are black people, according to the Bible.
No, it's not.
Who else? Who else is it? I mean, no other races. No other. I mean, all them people, according to the Bible, are black.
Well, if you
But
look
you
at
think they
all
were
those
just gonna
groups,
look one way for?
Yeah, that's why it says. It says Israel looks like. It says Israel looks like.
Also, somebody get Isaiah 60.
This Jeremiah,
We'll answer.
Jeremiah 12 and 9, my heritage is unto me as a speckled bird.
Right?
The birds round up.
What does it mean when something is speckled?
they got speckles on it.
It means it's variegated
Okay, well,
in color.
if you read Amos, I think it's Amos 3.
We just read the precept.
What-
It means it variegated in color. The scriptures also tell you Ephraim is a cake not turning.
But
Right?
I beg to differ because if you go to Genesis, where it says that a mixed multitude left with the children of Israel. So how could
And they died off in the wilderness too.
The
what do you mean? They died off? Who died off?
The mixed
The
multitude.
mixed multitude.
The mixed multitude was not. The mixed multitude went with the Israelites.
Yes, yes.
So how could
Basically, the Egyptians left out with the Israelites when they went into the wilderness.
Okay. All right. Well, I gotta go, but man, it just don't sound right because.
Well, let us answer your question.
No other body is under the curse of Israel. No other race can say they're under the curse of Israel.
I know.
It's all those people.
Yeah, but look, only as far as I know, only so-called Negroes are under that curse.
Okay, wait,
I mean, I understand all that.
Wait. Who lives next door to the Negroes? Don't the Hispanic live next door?
Well, just
Don't
like
the
you said,
Hispanic live next door?
they're gonna come up among us.
Hold on, listen. If the blacks or the Negroes, whatever, live in the projects, don't the Hispanics live in the barrios?
But they don't fall up under the curse.
You're not listening.
When have they ever put on slave ships and sold as female slaves?
You know how many books we got back?
I might have to. I may be wrong. But I got to do more research. But it's kind of hard for me to say it because you said Indians and Mexicans are part of the
They shipped Native American Indians back to England and Europe before Negroes even got here.
The Negroes got shipped over here. These people, they got shipped to the other side.
This is from the book The Other Slavery.
Look at that.
By Andres Resendez. This is page 23 and page 24. And it says, San Jorge de Mina was still far from becoming one of the most important slaving depots of West Africa, the infamous El Mina, as it was known in later centuries, a corruption of the original Portuguese name, where the slaves for the New World were kept before crossing the Atlantic. But even in the early days, Columbus could observe how a European stronghold on another continent could thrive by trading a variety of products, including humans.
Okay, I have to check that out.
Yeah, you do.
He's giving it to you right now.
Okay.
There is little doubt that the admiral of the Ocean Sea intended to turn the Caribbean into another Guinea. Early in his second voyage to the America, Columbus sent dozens of Carib Indians back to Spain with the first returning ships.
And guess what they were saying? Hey, we got people over there that will work to bring the stuff back over here. Matter of fact, we need
could be wrong. Have you heard of Henry Bowie?
Who's that?
He's you heard of Israel of God?
No.
Go online and look up Israel of God, Henry Bowie, because he only teaches that. Because I mean, they have to fall up under the curse. But if the Bible backs that up, I believe it.
Yeah, the Bible backs up.
Okay.
The Bible backs up that sign.
I mean, I know what this is.
Reality will show you. I was trying to explain to you. If we live in the projects, what's the name of the projects that the Hispanics live in? The barrio. Or the favelas in other countries.
Who's the jails filled with?
The Native Americans. Let me say it. The Native
Negroes.
Americans.
And I mean, there's a lot of Mexicans.
It's damn half and half.
But we're most, and the people that call themselves Jews now with the Edomites, they're supposed to be the Jews now. They're not real Jews. They're Edomites. Y'all know that.
We know that.
Okay, I gotta go, but man, peace be with y'all.
What are the Natives projects called? The reservation. We're all under the same curses.
Go do some research, brother.
Hey, you black only Israelites gonna be killed.
Oh man.
Y'all gonna be killed, man. The Lord is gonna kill you niggas, man.
With a pressed gray hair.
You're basically trying to cut off the whole northern kingdom, man. You know, thinking that it's only if salvation is only for the three tribes, the southern nation, then where does the rest of the 12? Where is the rest of the 12,000 out of the 9 tribes is coming from? Hey, the Lord is gonna kill you niggas, man.
It's so obvious. For one, when you have a doctor like that, it's obvious that you don't read. That's the first.
He admitted himself. I have to do more research. Do your fucking research and then come back.
That's why the scriptures say not to profess the knowledge that you don't have.
I just can't see.
Just ignorant.
Lay your hand upon your mouth.
He was in ignorance, you know.
When you come here, shut your mouth and listen and learn
What's the script-
before you
what's the-
reveal that you're a fool. For the house of, in the house of God.
I mean, come on.
It's easy. I mean, that's
It's too much out there.
That's a Google. You can answer that question in a Google. A Google. will
And he
answer-
came with the same weak argument all those BOI niggas come with.
Hamite only is.
Oh yeah. We only.
You gotta be a Hamite to be in this.
What they say? We the Ethiopians, right?
They're like the Ethiopians.
But that shows you how them bottles are, how old them bottles are, man. They're bursting at the seams. How these young men answer your question in 3 minutes, in 3 different ways, but you still got to go back and do research, but it takes you that long. We can break it down to you that fast. And then it don't go right in. Hey, the brother said it, man. You people won't get destroyed for that, man. Because you're still looking for everything that you claim that this white man does. You do it, man. You tell that he's prejudiced because he looks upon the color of skin, but you look upon the color of skin as well. You don't know how to transcend your mind to a higher level to look inside the spirit of a man, discern the spirit of a man.
First Corinthians.
So I was gonna get Isaiah 61 because it says that how the seed of Israel will be
I'll bring it out right quick.
among the nations, man.
61.
That means that we intermingle with them. So Jake looked like everybody, but as far as these people on this side, I mean, hey, you know, we always was the Most High always dealt with variety. He even said that his seed would spring forth a company or a multitude of nations, man. Each tribe in itself is a nation.
God, bro.
You know,
They never want to share, man.
we're the only ones that is oppressed. Nobody else is oppressed. We're the only ones. That's a complex that Jake here in America developed. Because it's understandable because you catch the most hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
But still,
That don't mean nobody
you're not
else
the
catching
only
it.
one, man. You're not the only one.
And the next people that's catching the most are your brothers, man.
Yeah.
The next two types of races of people, however you want to say it, are the two next in line for the most what we just said, affliction. They catch the next most affliction.
Yeah, they don't own the land that they live in.
This was their shit. And this got taken
Hey,
from them.
who-
Now they're slaves on it. How fucked up is that?
Who's been catching the most hell under Trump? You know? And who's standing up for our people? Who's speaking up for our people?
Yeah,
What
that's in
other-
the scripture.
God.
Who will ask? Who will go to ask how thou doest, or who shall bemoan thee,
God.
O Israel?
Hey, ain't nobody standing up for our people, man. Our people are at the mercy of this devil, man.
Hey, your own Jake own people is looking down on them like, yeah, get the motherfuckers out of here.
God, yeah.
It's a car basically, and the other.
In Mexico, they was laying on the street everywhere because they don't know.
That's demons, boy.
Hey, like, what are
Spirits,
twice?
heavy. And the sun. Pull these incense out.
Let me see. What time is it? Yeah,
Jeremiah
we got like 30 minutes.
53.
Shit.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them
shit.
go.
All the tribes, especially here, we all are suffering the same oppression. We all have the same common enemy. You know, we still feel this man's prison industrial complex. All right, we still suffer. What's one of the main curses? Thy eyes shall be evil towards the brother of thy bosom.
Yep.
You know,
That's why you
the
can't
tribes
see it.
at war with each other, man, not getting along.
Vexing.
That's what I was just
Yeah.
before.
Hey, that's what he did. He vexed Ephraim, man.
Pretty much.
Vexed the Northern Kingdom, man. Confused, trying to push out there that they're not a part of this thing, man. When they've been going through these curses this whole time too.
Hey, and you think about it, like going into the controversy of the Gentiles. Some of those Gentiles were of the northern kingdom. And you better believe Judah was like, man, them was fucking heathens, man. They ain't our people. You know?
Nah, the same thing.
Same
was
thing.
happening back then.
Same thing. Esau divided us and conquered us, man.
And this nigga is the one that's
Help 'em
furthering it,
divide,
man.
yeah, help them divide and conquer.
Hey, the same book that I just pulled out, it gives you the account of how Gad and Reuben was actually trying to help Judah, man.
Fine, bro. Fine.
They were trying to help Judah during slavery. Not all of them, but a lot of them were.
Hey, and a lot of Judah that were running away, they were running away to Mexico, and the Mexicans, they took them in.
Yeah, they had
They suppressed them.
they had an underground railroad to Mexico.
Yeah.
It wasn't. You always hear underground railroad. You always hear about going to the north. No, because they knew that slavery was illegal in Mexico.
And the indigenous people in Mexico, they took them in too because they themselves were being oppressed. So they knew what it felt like.
And I want to say this, Lucky. I want to say this about it. If you look at all the names of those tribes, there are dark-skinned people that darker than anybody standing up here. In all them tribes. In all them tribes. You know?
Like the brother brought up he quoted the scripture, Ephraim as a cake not turned. He had mixed himself among the people. So that's why you're gonna have a Puerto Rican that looks like Noriega, but then you're gonna have another Puerto Rican that looks like Fat Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Our men, because they always like to say, well, all the light-skinned ones, their forefathers
Edomite.
were Edomites that raped the women. But that's not always so. Yeah, that did happen. But on the other side, to the contrary to popular belief, Jacob was having babies with their women.
Yeah.
The Moors was popping Edomite women.
Yeah.
And Esau had to set up laws to prevent that.
They set up laws here in America where Gadite and Judah couldn't marry Edomite women because you had Edomite women that would rather be with a slave Jake, a slave, knowing their kids would be born into slavery, than to be with a filthy old raggedy ass Edomite.
And that started happening. We were talking about that. That's coming back now.
That's that cut.
Yeah.
That's cut. Cut gold, man.
Check on your George.
Yeah, man.
It's happening again today, man.
We always mingled among the nations, man, even in captivity. Hey, when during the time of Ezra and Nehemiah, what was they getting on Jacob about? What was the main sin that he had to cuss them out for? They were taking their daughters and marrying their daughters.
Yeah.
And having children.
Taking on their kids.
Yeah.
From
vice versa.
Yep. From the ones that they have previous to them.
Yeah. So that means that even in captivity, we were still married with the other nations.
We're Hebrew Israelites also.
Right.
But we don't always have the same doctrine. I'm not sure which they are, if we have exactly the same understanding of the book.
Okay.
So,
Well, they was over there Saturday from 8 to 12. And I just
okay, yeah.
told them
But as far as being a Hebrew Israelite, we are also Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
Yep.
Sound good. All right. Sound good, bro.
Take it easy, bro.
Yeah, you gave me an address, but I want to come to the temple and see what's going on.
This is where we at.
Yeah.
This where you at?
Yeah,
right here every Sunday.
Every
On
Sunday.
Sundays at what time?
2:30.
2:30 to what?
2:30 till around 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll be back to see y'all, man.
All right, take care.
Thank y'all, bro.
All right, man.
The 2 Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 2 and 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man,
And to look upon a man is to look into his spirit, man. You can't look at the outward. You don't know nothing about it. Hey, whether he a Jake or not, you can look in a man's eye and see that dude's wicked, man. That dude's got demons on him. So that's where you really make the judgment of a man at. When you look into his inner side, to the inner man that's in there. You discern his spirit. because it's too difficult to discern the flesh. Because our people, like we said, are scattered and mingled amongst other nations. We can't go strictly by that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's low level for you other camps that's going strictly on the outward or what a man calls himself.
yeah,
Without knowing the spirit of a man.
that's why Romans 8:16 for the spirit bear witness to
Yep.
our spirit.
Yep.
So if whoever identifies with this book and the spirit is actually on them, that they can actually receive the understanding, the mysteries, the deep things of the spirit, they can receive all these things. The Lord's not going to give that which is holy unto a dog.
Yep.
So by default, if you can grasp and receive this truth, that's because you're an Israelite. Regardless of what you look like.
And Great Millstone has a bunch of weedy jets that we call, weedies. Basically, they're really wheats and not
We got
tares.
Nigerian brothers that look straight up like Hamites that are clearly Jakes
Pushing this word, bro.
and on fire for this thing.
Yep.
man.
You got brothers that look like straight Edomites.
Straight brothers that look like Edomites.
But mingling amongst other brothers that may have the look that you go by, right at the same spirit, man, like brothers of the same mood, man. Locked into the same spirit. So you can't say that, man. And I vibe more with one of those brothers that believed in a brother than my natural brothers if I had a brother that didn't believe.
The brother Zayag from Memphis. Hey, that brother, that's a cool ass brother right there. And he constantly push, man. He constantly in the spirit, man. Pushing hard. Harder than you black only Israelite niggas.
Yep.
And that's for sure. It's 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
Yeah, you gotta be at a higher level to start discerning many spirits, man. Okay? It becomes easy to see the confusion of face, Jake, versus a straight Edomite, man. But there's habits and there's clues that you should be able to pick up with. But the spirit has to be dealing with you, which will put you in tune to look for those type of things. That's all I do when I walk around is pick out, is try to discern spirits, whether they're good or bad, if they're Jake or not, That's just a fun thing that I like to do. I'll ask certain little questions and see their response. That's an Edomite. Motherfucker went straight to killing. It was like robbing and killing and something wicked.
Like Jake when he was on the strip.
Yeah, right.
The white Jake
Oh
that was dancing.
Yeah.
That was it all.
I got some. On 1 Samuel 16:6, and it came to pass when they were come that he looked on Eliab and said, Surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth.
Right.
For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh upon the heart.
Exactly. Look at the spiritual life, man. It's a difference.
You're looking at the outer shell. Oh, all Israel is black. It's just black.
Hey, real Israelites don't even call themselves black.
Matter of fact, nigga, are you gonna go over to the East Indians and say they black too? Why you don't call them black?
Yeah.
The Aboriginals are Australia. Why you don't call them black?
Or Ishmaelites.
Mongolians in China.
Yeah, the Mongols, the Siberians, them motherfuckers are super dark, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Shit, majority of the people on the earth was dark.
Except Esau.
Everybody was a derivative of brown, but this damn white man.
And you always had different complexions of brown. Everybody wasn't super dark.
How many times the apostles got to say it, man? Not every Israelite don't look like Richard Roundtree. Man.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah,
Michael Clark Duncan and shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You gotta have the Zach Levines in there too, man. Blake Griffin time.
Blake Griffin's son.
Sirach 11 and verse 2, it says, Commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance.
Yeah. But that's what they doing. They're detesting fellow believers. Because some of them other Israelite groups really are against that. Y'all letting Edomites into y'all camps. What?
And then some Israelite groups say, Edomites can make it.
Yeah, but then where's that outrage at though?
Yeah.
You know? But the so-called Edomites that you're trying to point that we have in ours, they're pushing in the same fervent spirit that the known Jakes that you don't confuse Jakes, pushing that spirit out, fervently, man, diligently,
Another one. 2 Corinthians 10, verse 7. Do you look on the things after the outward appearance? If any man trust to himself that he is a Mashiach, let him of himself think this again, that as he is a Mashiach, even so are we a Mashiachs.
Right. Yep, it's the same people. Hey, that's Paul's whole ministry. We began to be all about that. Where's the one that Peter? It was Peter. When he went to the house and was like, he looked around like, who is this? Man, they're believers, man. Wasn't that Peter? I think that was Acts. After the dream went down, they went into the house, and he was there. He was there in the house, and there was
Talking about the Cornelius.
Cornelius.
Encountered Cornelius.
Right. But it was down in the house. He talking about in the house, and he was looking like they had some believers that he was going to teach in his house. But he was looking like, well, these are some heathens. He was like, no, these are Gentiles or something. I forgot how it worked. You know what that account is at?
I think that's in Acts.
Acts, right?
Acts 10 or 11.
It might be at the end of 11. You got it right.
It's John 7 and 24. This John 7 and 24. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment.
Yeah. Judge right, man. Hey, I'll be quick to tell. I'll be quick to call my own people a heathen.
Yeah.
Just based on their how they behave, man. You see these blunt smoking ass tatted up tattoos on the face, pants sagging, ripped up pants, just wilding the fuck out. Man, that's a heathen, man. That's a black devil, man.
You ask them something to do something righteous, to switch over from doing wicked to righteous, they'll look at you like they ready to kill you for making them stop doing something that they enjoy doing, like it's part of their culture.
Our people down there in the Amazon rainforest, man, with bones in their nose, they heathens, man.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as you're doing what the other nations are doing, that's the Lord sees you as such. You're a Gentile, man. You're doing what was that 1 Corinthians 12? You were Gentiles carried away into these dumb idols, even as you were led. Worshiping idols, that makes you a Gentile, man. When you're in a Gentile state of mind. You're not worshiping the Creator, you worshiping the creation.
Yep.
That's Gentile behavior, man. Our people in the Sunday, some worshiping church, hey, they don't even realize they're being Gentiles and following after another God, another deity, man. We ain't following the God of the Bible.
Okay, I think this is it right here. Yeah, this is Acts 10. I'm going to start at 33. It says, immediately therefore I sent to thee, and thou hast well done, that thou art come. Now therefore are we all here present before the Most High, to hear all things that are commanded thee of the Most High. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth I perceive the Most High is no respecter of persons, but in every nation he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. But those are Israelites that are accepted
among the nations.
That are among the nations. Because not everybody that's an Israelite is only know that they're Israelites. They're also scattered in these other nations. But if they believe upon the word as the scripture have said, not just because of the doctrines of the world or the doctrines of America or the doctrines of Christianity or whatever, does that make them an Israelite? But believing in the proper spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, is how you know that they're Israelites.
Hey, Khan, because ain't no Edomite gonna be able to read the scriptures and saying, oh yeah, all Edomites are gonna, when they read Isaiah the 63rd chapter, how Yahweh Shai gonna come back with dyed garments from Basra, man. They ain't gonna be able to stomach it, and Esau's not gonna be able to obtain the word, man, because it wasn't written for him, you know? It was only given unto the children of Israel.
It's a little bit more. It says that the word of the Most High sent unto the children of Israel, preaching peace by Yahweh Shai Mashiach. He is Lord of all. That word I say, you know, which was published throughout all Judea and began in Galilee after the baptism when John preached how the Most High anointed Yahweh Shai of Nazareth with the Holy Ghost and with power, who went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of him, oppressed of the devil, for the Most High was with him. And we are witnesses of all things which he did both in the land of the Jews and in Jerusalem, whom they slew and hanged on a tree. Him the Most High raised up the third day and showed him openly, not to all the people, but unto witnesses chosen before of the Most High. But isn't that chosen before talking about Israelites? Before I formed you in the belly, I knew thee and chose you and sanctified thee to be a prophet among the nations. He was talking about the Israelites right there. You go into Romans, the first chapter, to all that be in Rome, called to be saints.
Beloved of the Most High, called to be saints.
That's right. Israelites, man, the same people, but they're scattered amongst the other nations, still looking like the other nations, but their spirit still connects to the Most High. Like, I have to say this sometimes. There's some that's scattered of our people that are Israelites that are of the 2/3, and they're just not going to make it. Okay? Don't think that only a few scattered Israelites that come into this thing are the only ones that are out here. The ones but they may not be called to be the prophets or the saints yet.
Hey, you think about it though, Jake is among the nations in Babylon.
Thank you.
Because all the nations are here.
Yep.
All the 12 tribes is here.
They're all here. Now Jake is marrying the Oriental woman. He's marrying the Japhetic woman.
The Hamite woman.
The Hamite woman. And he gets into all their cultures and philosophies.
Yep.
So they become Gentiles, man.
Yep.
Jake is heavy into Islam here.
There's First Ezra chapter 8, verse 68. Now when these things were done, the rulers came up to me and said, the nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and the Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land.
Yep. We were told to do that. Under the law.
Nor the pollutions of the Gentiles, to wit of the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and the Moabites, Egyptians, and Edomites. For both they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land.
It is right there. The holy seed is mixed with the people of those lands. Okay?
That's plain. That's what they was doing, man. And Israel was doing that even under the power of the Persians. Jake wasn't in power during the time this was going on.
Right.
The Persians was in power. Yeah. So you can't say just because we were in captivity, that means that we only just married amongst each other.
Right.
You know? Or had just children with just nah, man. Look at this we're still in captivity, but look at how many interracial relationships and marriages that you see here, man.
And this one,
You try to go and figure out each and every Israelite out there, you're gonna have a hard time, man.
Yeah, they just barely like slavery wasn't that long ago compared to all the thousands of other captivities.
Yeah.
That was so long ago. You know, this is less than 100. This is how long? This ain't even been 100 years since it was still full-time slavery going on here.
Man,
This is just around the corner.
You know how many Israelites got marked other ethnicities
Right.
on the applications, man?
Right.
Yeah.
They don't even put, because they don't know who they are.
Yeah.
You know, it's Jakes that look like Edomites that put white, and they're not. Their seed don't go back to Edom.
I know some, like I grew up with a
A
couple.
lot of the northern tribes do that a lot here.
Oh,
They
yeah.
put white.
Ephraim, they do that all the time. It's a car.
I just brought this account out. I was talking to this Gadite up in Maine, and we were doing signatures or whatever, and registering the vote and all this other stuff or whatever. And he said, a lot of us in our birth records didn't put the native blood that we had. We only marked the white blood that we had, because if they saw that you were native, they would go out there and kill your whole family. If you in the census was marked native, they would go out there and kill you. This he looked like a white man, but his facial structure was kind of like a Gadite, but his hair was long and black all the way down to his damn knees, and he was wearing a cowboy hat. I'm like, hey man, I just gotta say, I don't think you're white. It's funny. I'm not. He admitted it right there. I'm not. He was way cooler than all the other Edomites we was around over there. Chit Chat and broke that down to me. You'd be killed for claiming you were native or basically a Jacob. When you look white, they wipe you out the same way.
You got something else?
I have something else. This is Hosea chapter 1 and verse 10.
Yep.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
Hey, and that's a dead giveaway, because Esau always perpetuated the false narrative that we're the minority. But it's because he likes to classify different people based off of labels that he likes to use.
Yeah.
Different identities that he
Witchcraft.
put upon people.
This witchcraft, it's
Yeah.
from witchcraft to do that.
Black, you're white, you're Asian, you're this.
I got something right here.
Yeah.
It says this is a thing for an application thing for. I ain't gonna say what it's for, but it says American Indian or Alaskan Native, Mark 1 or whatever, Asian or Pacific Islander, Black.
All kinds of
But
shit.
they're not even all
They're mixing all
everybody
kinds of
in the Pacific Islands are not the same.
Here's the catch right here.
Yeah.
White includes Caucasian, Mexican, Latin, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Central, South American,
Yeah, all the
and
places that
other
he colonized.
and other Spanish cultures or origin, regardless of race.
I've seen this.
And then they put unknown at the last one.
No, those are just all the lands that he colonized. It doesn't mean just because you're from those regions, you're white.
Right. But he'd rather heap that onto himself, though. He heap that culture onto himself.
And he can use that to identify himself among any of those number of people.
Yeah.
Because that's how he likes to hide himself. He likes to disguise himself because he's that wanderer. He's that serpent. He's Cain. Running from his real identity, which is Esau Edom.
It's funny because I met
I'm the Indian.
I met the Edomite lady. This lady was a Khazar or whatever. Hair down, blonde hair down to her goddamn ankles. She said, if you keep messing to her daughter, who was it? She had a baby with a Benjamite, and they had a daughter or whatever. She said, you keep messing with me like this, I'm gonna disappear to Mexico. And then she broke off into Spanish. I thought she was Hispanic. That's how cold. But she said I could disappear. She meant that like a disguise. I could dye my hair, disappear. You'll never find me. Once I cross that border, it's over. I'm gone. And their daughter looked at her like, damn, I don't know Spanish like that. Basically showing that's in their spirit to be able to disguise themselves amongst the other nations.
Yeah, like the Spaniards, the ones that off top. I mean, them is straight Edomite. They just speak Spanish. They already have a wealth of healthy families, and they look down upon the others. The darker tone Hispanics. They look down upon them like those are not. They look down upon them. They don't share their wealth with them or nothing.
They got the same paper bag, like the
same,
Negroes
yeah.
have. They have that same dividing color.
Hey, in Mexico, there's a lot of racism towards like darker people like us, and you can see it in everyday shows like Hispanics love those fucking novelas and shit.
Man.
They use all they use is fucking Edomites, dude.
Yeah.
Like those straight up Spanish motherfuckers.
Bro, you watch those Spanish shows, even the commercials, it's Edomite shit in the commercial. It's like, damn, like y'all got your own network. Can y'all at least put your own people in the shit?
They hate our people.
That's because they eat them right.
Yeah.
It's the same, bro. They even have the dark versus the light. Just like light skin Jake, dark skin Jake had that tension. Like in the movie School Days, they show that tension like that.
Jigaboos.
It's the same with the Burger King.
Yeah, but some of them light-skinned ones, that goes back to our people. They think that they're
Better.
They think that they're better.
Yeah, because they blend in. They get
blend in.
They're accepted by whites. You know?
absolutely.
You gonna tell them they're not the same.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured, no number. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. Verse 11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together, and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Beautiful. And all the tribes are being called out through this truth, through the knowledge. And all the tribes are being assembled back to Yahweh Shai. Alright? Yahweh Shai gathered all the tribes through his ministry, through the gospel, man. You know?
Hey, God, the scripture says that his name is dreadful among the heathen. Hey, ain't no heathen gonna be up here proclaiming the name of the Lord, man.
Hell no.
Heathen is living too nice right now in the society. They may not be up there with the Edomites, but they're living really nice to want to give that up and take upon these curses of Jake, man.
Yeah, they can't go to Deuteronomy 28 and say, yeah, this fits us.
Right.
Oh, motherfucker, you live in Summerlin, Beverly Hills, you know.
Right.
Come on, man.
You're not, and no matter what, you're not gonna want to walk away from living in Summerlin to catch the curses, and now you living in poverty. You're not gonna give that up.
You're not gonna trade place. You're not gonna live.
Right.
You're not gonna leave from one of those mansions over there in Summerlin and then go live on the east side. Man.
Right.
You're not gonna do that.
Not that makes you a Jacob not because of where you live, but simply saying that impoverished state, you making it in this society, you still under curses. You're a Jake. If you're not, if you're not a Jake, you're not dealing with the same shit. You still have the opportunity to just prosper. Now the shit get
Psalm
hard.
73, the brother read it earlier. They're not in trouble
you still
like
gotta
men.
work for it, but you're not in trouble like other men. You don't have to deal with the shit that Jake got to deal with.
Hey, these heathen, they come over here and they get scholarships. They get everything, man, too.
Grants and shit.
Grants, loans.
Hey, we come over here, fuck, right away we're persecuted. You know?
They got special programs for heathens to come over here to get jobs. They give them jobs, give them a car and a spot to stay. They set heathens up for success over here.
Yeah. Keep that dream. And it's almost like dangling the carrot right in front of our people too. Look, they can do it. How come you can't do it?
Hey, you go to all the hospitals and the urologists and all these different all the motherfuckers, chiropractors, they're all heathens.
Heathens.
They're all heathens. Ishmael, Elam.
Jake is like so rare.
Moab.
Like Jake is rare. You find a Jake every blue moon. Man, it's hard. It's hard to see Jake. You might find a Jake woman.
Yeah, the black woman, she doing all right here.
She might be there. They might find one.
Partner up with her partner in crime. She's doing all right. You see her every now and then. You know, sitting behind a computer at the desk and shit.
Yeah.
You know? For the most part, though, I showed you that in that one Tyler Perry movie. The family that
Praise. Yeah.
Jake struggling like a motherfucker, but his wife, she got a good ass job, and she's sucking off Esau, sucking off the son of the woman that owned the company. You know, good man. You know, but that's it. All right, so with that, we're gonna close. We're gonna say Kol Halor Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. We're going to say shalom.
Shalom.